Spirits with spirits. Spirits with spirits. Spirits with spirits.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Spirit Spirits Season 2, Episode 12. I'm just going to call it Triangles.
Okay. Yeah, I in the intro I called it acute anomalies.
Few anomalies.
Yeah, because triangles are acute
And shy.
and shy.
I'm your host, John, with your host, Mr. Dave.
Host. Cheers, everybody.
Oh, man. Hey, Dover, yo, what's going on, man?
Oh, it's over.
All right. So, of course, we are brought to you by Anchor. Anchor allows us to take the audio portion of this live vlogcast and puts it out to all our favorite places like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, and I forgot one again, didn't I? No, I didn't. Breaker.
I don't think you did. I think you got them.
All right. So I want to thank Anchor out there for doing that for you. If you guys are ever thinking about starting your own podcast, they're freaking amazing and they pretty much do it all for free. And of course, I want to thank Restream. They are the ones that allow us to do the multicasting. So where we can be on our Spirits Facebook page, our YouTube page, Twitter, Twitch, and Vaughn Live. We dropped D Live, but we're going to stick with the Vaughn Live because I really liked them. And so we want to thank Restream for that. So yeah, we're talking about the anomalies of
Yeah,
places.
vortexes. I mean,
Vortexes.
I was thinking about changing it to vortexes and stuff, but um, yeah, because it was really interesting because they claim that they have explained the Bermuda Triangle. And this is kind of what prompted my thought of these talking about these things is, you know, really? So they say they know what's happening in the Bermuda Triangle, why all the ships have disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle.
And, which is okay. Well, I guess we're just gonna get right into it.
I'm ready. Let's
uh,
let's gank this thing.
so
Um,
what do they say? How do they explain?
they what did they call it? Oh man, I gotta find it now.
I think I just want to point out an interesting fact. There are way more triangles anomalies than
There
I
way
ever.
more than I thought, and there's more on land than I ever thought possible.
Yeah.
I also found out that I'm in the middle of one.
Yeah.
So I am in the middle of a triangle, of an actual anomalous area.
Yeah, that
Um,
explains a
it,
lot too.
it does explain a lot. It explains, why I'm here and why I've seen and heard the things that I have paranormally. The thing that's interesting with these anomalies is it's not just about disappearances. I after in doing the research on these places, they get a variety of paranormal occurrences, like almost like it's a weak spot.
Okay.
And so they're
A weak spot in what though?
in the universe, in this plane, however you want to call it. So there's they have everything ranging from ghosts. Of course, there's the disappearances. That's kind of the main thing. is things disappearing and things crashing when they shouldn't.
Okay, yeah.
Um, right. So the Bermuda Triangle is famous for like boats disappearing and planes disappearing and crap like that, right?
Yeah.
Um, well, and it's the same thing with these other ones where there's a lot of disappearances that have happened.
Okay.
But aside from that, there's, you know, paranormal experiences. There's ghosts, there's phantom sounds, there's cryptids, you know, Bigfoot sightings or whatever. Um, there's UFOs. That's pretty popular in these triangles or UFO sightings.
Banks home.
Oh shoot, I got to get mine out. I'm like, oh shoot, mine's not even on. What are you doing? What are you doing, Dave?
That's
What's
funny.
wrong with you?
That's funny. So we're all right. So everybody, we're a little discombobulated coming into the show tonight.
Whoa.
We did a great thing.
And by the way,
We did a great thing earlier with Dave's show.
I'm I'm getting a spike off of Shooter.
with Dave's show, the 4K lowdown. Because Dave's a huge movie buff, and we all love talking about movies. And
Yeah. That was
uh,
fun. That was a good first episode. We didn't cover near as much as we thought we would in the hour and 20 that we did it, but I like the length. I
oh
don't
yeah,
think we need to go any longer than that. But I think, you know, once we get used to the format and everything and we can start speeding things up.
oh yeah,
Maybe we, do like a quick thing on the new releases and what we're going to watch, and then we jump right into what we're going to
oh
do.
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, we were able to get 3 movies done, and I like how we scored them. It was really interesting. So yeah, I'm anxious to do the other 7 and come up with our top 10 list
Yeah.
for
Oh,
action movies.
so yeah, we're just a little discombobulated because of that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
we're having to shift gears now. I was like,
yeah.
okay, we got to stop with, and my phone just said stop. I said we got to stop, and my phone said stop at the same
Yeah,
time. So
literally 5 minutes before we started the show, we
okay,
finished.
I'll be careful. Jeez.
So we're getting back
We're
on track here.
we're
So
getting yeah we're working it. We're getting back into the groove of, because usually we're like, okay, let's start drinking, and then all right, now we get to do the show. This time we're like, okay, we got to do a show, and then oh crap, we got to do another show, and then I'm like, oh crap, I'm not drinking. So like, had to get had to get something to drink.
I didn't even drink during the last show. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me.
What is wrong with you? I didn't drink during the last show either, but I wasn't expecting to.
Oh
I
yeah.
live here. That's why I came. Why did you come?
But yes, tonight we're going to talk about the anomalies of the triangles on the
Hey, Teresa.
world. Teresa, how's it?
What is up, T?
And I mean, are we going to just start with the most famous one, or do you want to
Yeah.
try?
Let's talk about the Bermuda Triangle because that's
Probably the
everybody
most.
knows that's like the
It's
vortex. That's
like Michael
the
Jordan.
triangle.
Everybody knows who
Yeah.
Michael Jordan is.
Yeah. They're like, oh, that's the Chuck Norris of anomalous vortexes.
Yes.
So um so and God, I wish I wish I didn't save that website that I went to when I was doing the research on it. They were like, "Oh, scientists have discovered the reason for the Bermuda Triangle and what it does." And I went to it and I was like, "Okay, that's bullshit." um, so they're blaming it on this wave, and I can't remember what it's called. And I just got an EMF spike out of nowhere.
Let's see here.
Weird. Um,
It's distortion Earth's magnetic field.
that's
That
that
are
sounds like the South Atlantic anomaly. Uh, but they're talking about
oh shit, yeah. That's the Bermuda Triangle of space.
yes,
We're not talking about that one tonight.
no, they're not talking about. We could. I did research on that. Um,
Okay, here we go. Oh, what a great picture. Oh, what did I just do? All right. Accidentally hit a wrong button and minimized everything there for a second. Okay. All right.
Like,
There we go.
whoa.
That was weird.
Also
I'm
known as
having,
adult
I'm having
triangle.
a
But yeah,
novel.
they said they blamed it on some kind of wave, and it's a wave that happens when um you know, remember the movie Perfect Storm,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So these storms like merged on each other,
Yeah.
and then it caused these huge swells, right? This,
Yeah.
right? That's what they're saying is the reason why these ships are have crashed or sunk or disappeared
What about the
because
airplanes?
that's what I said. Because they were like, oh, we explained this and blah blah. It's this wave and it can be like 30 meters high and it can just break a ship in half. And I was like, okay, but what about the planes?
Yeah. What about
What about the planes? What about the rest of stuff? Okay, that might explain the ships a little bit. I feel pretty good actually. Um, but yeah, I was just kind of like, okay, I can't say that exactly. Um, that doesn't actually explain everything.
Yeah. No, I can't say it explains everything. I guess it explains some of the
I
ships
guess
going
I
through
think it
or
kind of
low flying
answers.
aircraft.
Yeah, it answers a question maybe. Um,
Oh, 9,096 incidents are part of a just a experimental data pool. 361 of them which fall in the triangle. So the triangle runs from Miami to Bermuda to San Juan, Puerto Rico.
there you
Yeah, not in space.
go. Not in space. So yeah, I put the picture up on the screen.
All right. Oh, yeah, nice. That's a fucking big area too.
It is. It covers a big area, but oddly enough, not the biggest triangle.
No, not the biggest triangle.
Not the biggest triangle. That was really interesting. So
So
um,
what? Okay, so out of the Bermuda Triangle, I mean, I know we're going to go into like all the stuff they talk about and everything. What is the most interesting thing that you find about the Bermuda Triangle?
I I think wow, that's an interesting question. The most interesting thing that sounded like horror.
Mm-hmm.
The most interesting thing about the Bermuda Triangle that I think is how the the fake and the real kind of blend together to where you don't know what's a real story and what's not.
And what's not?
Yeah. So I mean a lot of it is old wives tales of, stuff disappearing or whatever, and then actual ships have disappeared, but the lore of the place is kind of a mix of fantasy and reality. And I find that interesting because you're like, okay, I can't um like one of the places that we talked about is like, okay,
Yeah,
it's hard to determine what's real and what's not. The first time we did Amityville is a prime example
yeah,
to
yeah,
where
yeah.
we're like, okay, is this a hoax? Is it not? What's real and what's not? And that's what I get from the Bermuda Triangle is, oh, so did that stuff really happen? Or is it like this?
Or yeah,
Where you're like, whoa, that's weird. Or is it more like this?
yeah. That's
Which is more of a fantasy. It's like, okay, this can't possibly be right. But I could see something like that for sure. Just like
well,
go and take a ship.
that's just a down rush.
It's just a downdraft, right?
Yeah.
So the
Oh, Teresa says the Alaskan Triangle intrigues her the most.
well, we're gonna talk about that.
Yep, that is on
That's
the
that's
list.
on the list, and that is the largest triangle on the list today that we're
Dover, I
going to
agree with
discuss.
you, Bill. I'm gonna quit calling you Dover. Bill, I agree with you. How the hell does a whole squadron of fighters disappear?
Or I'm gonna go one better, or I'm gonna go one deeper. How does one person out of one plane disappear?
Yeah,
Because there are stories of that. So, you got a whole squadron of bombers going through, and either just like one bomber disappears or one person disappears out of there.
yeah.
Are we talking alien abduction? Are we talking um interesting thought
The time
that
portal
T had as a time portal? Yeah. Um this is another one.
fill out.
I can totally buy that.
Yeah,
And
we all know how those tail
that
gunners.
has a lot with the Alaskan one, with the Alaskan triangle, because there's a lot of drinking that happens in Alaska. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say, it
There's
was,
two things to do in the snow: drink and fornicate.
yeah, because you can't go outside. So,
What's that? I'm just kind of skimming over. This is
um,
research that these people did. It's just interesting on how do I feel.
you got that too? I got that too.
I feel okay. I'm okay.
Mine just said dark. I don't feel dark.
It's do they have? I'm interesting. Do they have any pictures of like the weather patterns over the Bermuda Triangle to kind of go with that theory
Oh,
of
that just said
perfect
sailor.
storm?
That's interesting. Um, well, the one picture that I showed you over the boat, that was one from the triangle.
Oh, okay. And I guess I mean
So
that's
so
an
this was something, yeah, this was actually taken in the triangle, or a painting from a picture or something like that.
medicine. Oh. Dude, that's a nasty cell surge right there. Storm
Yeah.
surge.
And
I've seen those
then
here.
and this is one. I'm going to bring this one up. This is a plane that they found.
Now, this is kind of ballsy to me. The Bermuda Triangle, where
Yeah,
people
I
do
mean,
this thing.
okay, yeah, this place is the shit. It's gonna, but you're gonna go there anyway. It's like, I guess it's like skydiving. It's like you're gonna jump out of a perfectly good airplane.
I've done that, so I can't. Like,
Not
not
me.
me.
I'm no,
Not
not.
again.
I'm not doing that. No way. The only I have this. My dad has this bucket list item. He wants to do it, and I'm like, okay, Dad, if you do it, I'll go with you.
Oh, yeah. Farther.
I don't know if I'll go farther than that, but I'll do the tandem jump, and I'll just, the guy that's behind me, I'm like, I'm gonna cry. I just want to let you know, I'm gonna cry. I'm probably gonna shit my pants.
First time I went, I actually played. You used to be able to bring your own music for the videos that they make,
Hmm.
and I brought uh, High Speed Dirt from Megadeth, and
Okay.
the people there had never heard the song. I was like, "Oh, go ahead and play it." And so they play it, and they're like, "Wait a minute, is this a song about a guy plummeting to his death?" I said, "You got it." I was like, "You can play it at my funeral, or we can just watch it at parties." Yeah, that was fun. I wish I still had that VHS. That's right, VHS.
VHS. When movies came on a
Oh,
cassette tape like this, it was, yeah, you had to roll it with a pencil.
the new reel to reel,
The
yeah.
real, yeah, yeah. Yes. If you put a magnet on it, it erased it.
Oh,
Um, you could record over it though.
oh yeah.
You
You
could
just take
have,
the little knob out of there, make it
yeah. It
recordable.
was like I had over 1,000 of movies that I recorded because, you know working at the hotel. I was able to actually poach on the pay movie channels and record them on my VHS. I think we're past the statute of limitations on pirating, but
Awesome.
um, I don't
Squadron.
have those movies anymore.
Yeah.
That
What is that? I don't know.
VHS. It's a tape.
You must be a young
You,
ghost.
you or a really old ghost
Or really
to
old ghost. Yeah.
where you don't know what VHS is.
I either got a millennial or a baby boomer.
Yeah.
I sold from the Great Depression. Someone's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to talk about the Bermuda Triangle too much because everybody kind of knows about
yeah,
the Bermuda Triangle. So yeah, I didn't do a whole lot of research on that. Okay.
Well, I can't blame you there. I mean, everybody kind of knows what happens there. I think you're right though. It's hard to distinguish between a story and what's actually happened there.
Yeah.
Because one, if the whole squadron disappears, like Bill was saying, you who the hell's going to tell that story? Except for the simple fact that they went off the radar and they are no longer there.
Yeah, they're gone, and we can't find the wreckage.
And Carol, but I see Teresa. She was talking about how she heard the squadron could have ended up on some island, which is could
What
very
should I
well
do?
have happened because there's still islands out there that we have never even gone to.
Yeah, that's very Amelia Earhart. I think.
Yeah, that is very Amelia. Yeah, what the hell happened to her? You know.
Yeah. It was really weird. This was gosh, I don't know how long ago this was. Probably, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years ago. I ran into a picture where they say it's Amelia Earhart and that she was actually captured by the Japanese
Really?
and put in a POW camp on some remote island. And she lived out her days there. And there was like a picture who they say, I mean, I'm like, it looks like a blob on the screen. I don't know.
That's
But yeah,
Amelia Earhart.
I could tell there were Japanese soldiers, and then there was a woman, with what seemed like curly hair, but I couldn't tell it was Amelia Earhart, but they suspect that Amelia Earhart was, that she landed on an island and she was captured by the Japanese.
So she never did.
So
what
she never did. She never finished the trip.
Oh yeah, she wasn't supposed to land. She was just supposed to fly all the way around.
Right.
And she went the wrong way. She went with the rotation of the Earth and instead of against the rotation of the Earth. It would have made it a whole lot shorter.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes it a lot easier if you go like that.
Yeah.
Then, like, dang it, I'm trying to, and I'm not able to get around the goddamn.
Do a show on the missing 411. Could we do just a show on the missing 411? Maybe. We might be able. I don't know if we'd be able to do a whole show, but we could probably do a segment of a show on the 411.
Yeah, maybe we combine it with a couple other ones.
Gee, how about laser discs? We're gonna
And
watch
then
this movie.
Frisbee. We're gonna throw a frisbee at the.
I've never researched into the 411. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I haven't done a lot of research on that either. You're gonna look it up because I'm looking it up.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. There's a movie about it.
There's a YouTube about it. There's an official trailer.
Okay, National Park. Let's take a look at this.
Oh yeah, it's a documentary. It's a documentary that chronicles similar disappearances of 5 children in the wilds of North America across multiple decades.
Oh, sex trafficking.
No, I live here. I'm not leaving here. Dang, GhostTube's giving me sass tonight. What'd you say, Fred? Oh, friend. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'll be your friend.
Dead.
Am I dead? Yeah, if you're talking to me on here, more than likely.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good guess.
Wow.
So I guess the
Yeah,
question that I have,
it's rural areas get
it
missed.
seems it's
So
pretty insane.
that's
I
interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that there, Bill. I
And
never really looked
bribed.
into the paranormal aspect or anything like that of missing children, just because how horrible the world is nowadays.
yeah,
But I like. I can't say I don't like the fact of where they all occur, like national parks or
I
reserves or
don't know how they vanished.
places.
Um, yeah, that's a understanding. Yeah, if we
Yeah, I'll have to
have
take a
maybe a couple more things like it, I think we could do a show on that.
yeah, I'm gonna take a look at that. I mean, we
Yeah,
could talk about, the thousands upon thousands of missing native people that have gone missing and no one's
There.
ever researched either. So, yeah, all of national forest is Bigfoot, man, and nobody fucking wants to fucking say it.
Who is he?
I'm gonna say it. Bigfoot. That's who he is Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. How do you think they're able to carry on the species? They kidnap humans and they get them
Procreate.
pregnant. They procreate. But
I'm sorry. No
hey, you're
churches.
supposed to
Yeah,
keep a straight face. Um, but no, I mean, and Bill, I gotta agree with you there because I live near a national forest,
yeah. Oh
so
shit.
I'm
Yeah, I got
so
like four from here.
I'm right. Yeah. I could throw a rock and hit the. No, I'm not leaving you alone. You leave me alone. Um, I could throw a rock and hit the national forest from where I'm at. So, um, my uh, maybe, yeah, I agree with that.
I said four for some reason. I don't know why. But oh well. So Bermuda Triangle, I mean, we've all known about this place. We know it traces back to what? Before the World War of people
Oh
going
yeah,
missing,
it goes back.
ships going crazy. I heard actually a weird one. It was how uh they the Bermuda Triangle is how Columbus got lost.
Oh yeah,
I heard a theory about that. Holly, hey, how's it
Yes.
going? And Nicholas, Holly's on. But yeah, I've I've heard theories about that. That's how I ended up finding the Americas, and I don't like saying discovering Americas because people were already here.
Austin.
oh well, that's interesting. So it says the earliest suggestion of unusual disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle appeared in a September 17th, 1950 article published in the Miami Herald by Edward Van Winkle Jones. 2 years later, Fate magazine published Sea Mystery at Our Back Door, a short article by George Sand covering the loss of several planes and ships, including the loss of Flight 19, a group of 5 U.S. Navy gunmen, TBM Avenger torpedo bombers on a training missions. I think that's what
Close.
Bill and Teresa were talking about.
Yep.
Sand's article was the first to lay out the now familiar triangle area where the losses took place, as well as the first to suggest a supernatural element to the Flight 19 incident.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, that was when it was first mentioned, but there are reports of ships and planes and stuff disappearing way before that.
Oh, that's funny. Sorry. Bill said maybe they're trying to breed out their sloping foreheads.
Yeah. I was going to say, or the massive body hair, but I still have that. So, um, so I'm the second generation to walk upright. uh,
I don't know why you don't live in the cold.
I'd prefer it. I prefer the cold, bro. When it's hot here, man, I hate it.
Yes, the Bermuda Triangle. I've always been fascinated about that place,
Hmm.
but I was really astonished on how many other triangles there are on this freaking planet. I just didn't. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Dead.
Yes, I already told you you're dead.
See, we established that.
Well, the Bermuda Triangle as an anomaly. I'm not going to rate this on on the haunted scale or anything like that, but as an anomaly, how would you rate this? I mean, would you rate? You have the what the anomaly factor and the danger factor of the anomaly.
um,
Parabolas. Would you,
well, I,
how would you rate that?
yeah, reports going back to 1492.
Flames falling into the sea, which is really weird because nobody was
14.
flying
Uh,
at that
no,
point in time. How is there
yeah.
flames falling?
Well, in 1492, that's when Columbus
That's when Columbus came. That's what I was,
sailed the ocean blue.
and I
It's like
there was a
ingrained
theory.
into my head from elementary school. But
That's there's a theory about that's how he got lost and ended up at Plymouth Rock, and not the Indies,
yeah,
which is really weird because that triangle does not go anywhere near the Indies. No, it's so as an anomaly. How would you rate the Bermuda Triangle? Considering, I mean, it's probably the
I
most famous.
yeah, it's definitely the most famous. Heaven. Okay, that's an interesting one. Um,
The big Mary Celeste. That's that big cargo ship that disappeared, isn't it?
that sounds
Mary
right.
Celeste.
Mary Celeste. That's what he said. Yeah, I tried to change that. I think Erica was pointing out that when you put the share on there that you typed instead of paranormal discussion over drinks, you typed in parabola.
Did I?
Yeah.
We're
I
talking
went
about
I went
Parabola
to try
today.
eh, welcome to the parabola
Parabola
discussion of
discussion.
the anomana weird shit happening. Anomaly. I'm an anomaly me. I'm an anomaly weird shit.
Well, I mean, with these anomalies, we might be talking about parabolas.
Which is the math equation. I guess we
It's
could
a
work that
math
out.
equation.
Right.
Uh,
Welcome to our phenomenon, our ghost talk about I hate this damn
anomaly.
show. Anomalies. Anomalies.
Anomalies. And I got my aluminum hat. Drinking tea tonight.
So I have tea in my yin yang cup, but I also have my Sing Tao,
Ting Tao.
and I'm out. I gotta go get more, but we'll do that at the break.
So the Bermuda talk.
But the
Y'all
we
know,
didn't we didn't drink before the show started.
yeah.
The banana triangle
The Bermuda Triangle as an anomaly
I mean I think it's the gold standard
of anomaly
for
for
of
triangles.
anomalies. I mean that's what we have to base it on, right?
Okay, so
Um, so if we're going, are you worried? My phone's worried. Um, so the and I'm kind of going by diversity, like the things that are reported.
Okay.
You know, ships missing, ships sinking, planes missing, planes crashing, people disappearing, UFO sightings,
Lots of
um,
UFO sightings.
lots of UFO sightings, unusual storm patterns. There's no magnetic north when you're in the triangle.
No.
That's another thing. So it's all wee. Um, I think I'm gonna go 70 for the
As
anomalous
anomal-
reading. Yeah,
anomalous
for
reading.
the
We got a new category, anomalous reading.
anomalous, the anomalous. I'm gonna be doing that all night.
Anomalous reading.
I'm gonna sitting there go aluminum. I clearly need more beer. Um,
This is only number one.
I've only finished one beer. We're in rare form tonight, I think. Maybe because I know I was jazzed with the
I'm going
first
to look
show,
up.
so I'm already kind of, you
Bracelet.
know, bracelet.
I have none.
No bracelet.
I have none.
If I did, it would be a life alert bracelet that said "stupid motherfucker" on it.
Life alert. The M&M triangle is not a thing.
No, but you might lose yourself.
So you
with
say
mom spaghetti.
70 on
I'm
the
gonna say a 70 on the anomaly. Just the diverse, the different things that's happening there that's reported. And part of that is because I don't know what's real and what's fake.
yeah.
So
Okay, I'll agree with the 70. Now, of course, these anomalies, there's also a danger level.
there's a danger level, and I think the danger level is real here.
I think it's real.
I think, regardless of what it is,
It's weird though because you don't hear too much
if I was in
about.
this area, I would avoid this triangle.
But people are fishing in there all the time. They
Yeah.
got dudes diving and seeing planes and ships.
Yeah, people scuba diving. It's a shipping lane, so you got shit going through there all the time. You got planes flying out of Miami going
And
over
who
it.
decides that? They're like, well, 500 ships have gone missing, but we really got to get this cargo here. So fuck it. We're going
We're
to go
just gonna go through. We're not gonna go around. Fuck that.
around.
Why go around and waste another week? We're just gonna go through. Oh crap, we sank. Now what?
Bloop,
Um,
bloop.
bloop, bloop, bloop. Well, that was pretty anonymous. That was pretty anonymous. I mean, anomalous. Um, but the but
I
yeah.
think
So
the danger level is real.
I,
I
I so what are you thinking for danger level?
I think this place you have to have concern, right?
Yeah,
About
this
going in here.
this would be like okay, I won't open an umbrella indoors, and I won't, if I can help it, I won't go in the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah. Bad thing is Disney World's part of it.
And I'm saying that knowing that I'm actually in a triangle.
Yeah. Um yeah, I think you have to relate your I'd go 80?
Yeah, I'm at an 82.
An 80? I think you have to, right?
I mean, enough ships and planes have disappeared or crashed in the last,
I do find it
what,
fascinating that you
70
don't hear
years.
reports about it too much anymore. Do you
Yeah,
realize
there,
that
and
article
I think part of that is because the honeymoon phase is over with the Bermuda Triangle. Everybody knows. So if something was missing in the Bermuda Triangle, it's like, oh well, it's your own damn fault.
yeah, so Dover, Mr. Bill says, "Do you really think the average number of missing aircraft and ships are any higher in this triangle, or is it like you said, just because of the traffic volume?"
That's a
Well,
very good.
that is a really good question. It is
That's
a
a really good question.
main.
I think the ratio of traffic versus accidents is probably
Well, that was the thing I was looking at when I was talking about that study that they did with those 9,000
Oh,
incidents. Um, and
false.
they actually had a graph there. Um,
your phone said false. I think
it did say false. Evidently, that is.
apparently that report's false because the
I
internet never lies, right?
I'll just quit talking about it now.
I guess I'm gonna shut the fuck up because my phone said I'm false.
They did say they actually had graphs on there going from like everywhere else and there, and everywhere else, they have like uh, mechanical failures, all that great stuff. And then they had the Bermuda Triangle separated.
Hmm.
And what I found was interesting is everywhere else in the world, the Bermuda Triangle equaled everywhere else in the world. And I find that interesting. And I don't know if that is
Yeah.
because it's a main shipping lane, a main or flight pattern lane, whatever you want to call them. I don't think they're called flight pattern lanes. I don't know. I'm not an air traffic controller, but
I think it's just called flight pattern or
flight paths.
flight path. Yeah,
Yeah,
where you
but
take off
I,
and go that way.
yeah, I thought it was interesting that that one specific area equaled everywhere else
Everywhere else combined.
combined.
Yeah,
And I found that interesting. And I don't
yeah.
know if it's just due to the sheer volume that goes through there. I don't think they're
I think
have as
that's
much.
part of it, but
I mean, San Francisco is a huge shipping lane. They don't have
San Francisco
nearly
has a huge and
its rituals.
New York has a huge shipping lane,
Yeah,
and Charleston, South Carolina has a huge shipping lane.
Yeah.
So and they don't have
Well,
near as many.
Oregon has a huge shipping lane.
Yeah,
Seattle has a shipping lane, but they don't nearly have as many instances up in
yeah,
that.
San
But
Diego. They're all so they don't have near as much. So I think part of it is the volume, but I think it's more the anomaly, the the,
I'd have to
the
put more.
vortex.
I'd have to put more. Yeah, more on the anomaly than it because all other in the world. I mean, come on.
Come on, it equals every other place combined.
Combined in
Yeah.
one spot. And I found that part interesting.
So I mean, with that in mind, are you still at an 80
Precise.
for danger level?
Shit, thinking about
How?
that, it might actually I might throw it up at 90 to tell you the truth. I mean, this place equals the
If
rest of the world in one
this is
spot.
equal to everything else added together,
Yeah. That's what 5,000 miles equals everywhere else in the world?
yeah.
Square
So
miles?
I might, I might be
I
90, 95, maybe even full, as far as the triangles go, probably the most dangerous.
So you think you
But
would go all the way up to
I'm
100 on this?
I might, but I'm still kind of like, yeah, it might go at 90. I'm just because, there's what considering how many ships and planes go through,
Just think of the cruise ships that go through there.
maybe a 0.1% chance that something's going to happen to you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So maybe 1 out of 1,000 or 1 out of 10,000 ships is going to sink, or 1 out of every 10,000 planes is going to disappear. Still, that's better than being struck by lightning.
Yeah.
And I've already been struck by lightning, so I'm not going to the Bermuda Triangle. Fuck that.
Something going on there then other I think he means other than. Why did you put the comma there? Fucks me up,
if,
Dover.
if there is something going on there, then the increased traffic would equal more incidences. I agree with that statement.
Okay, I was just having a hard time reading that statement.
Is asylum. So
Increased.
if there's uh yeah, I mean if there's a let's say there's a maelstrom in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle that we haven't seen. And for those of you that don't know, maelstrom is like a big hole in the ocean
Yeah.
that just raw. And in Pirates of the Caribbean, it has teeth and it eats. Um, if there's something like that, then yeah, the more ships and stuff that pass through it, the more things are going to fall into it. And
Yeah.
so
You
yeah, I
increase,
agree with
yeah,
that. The more
increase the traffic, you increase
the
the
increased traffic increases the
incidence.
instances because yeah, if your
I have a
maelstrom or
hard
your
time.
triangle's off the coast of Greenland, then you're not
Yeah.
you know maybe 100 or so ships have disappeared and you probably aren't going to talk about it.
Oh, you might talk about it because per capita, that's a lot.
That's well, yeah, in comparison. But if you're like, oh, compared to the Bermuda Triangle, wow, crap.
Yeah.
Like I said, the ratio is
Excuse me.
still more. There's more sea traffic and air traffic going across the Atlantic from that spot than anywhere else.
So
But
you
yeah, I
want
still think.
you still think we should rate?
I
Holy
mean,
crap! I'm burpy tonight. I'm sorry.
are you still are you still there? We can still just
You
no
still think we need
no
to increase the
no.
ratio? You
I
see
think so.
100, you full bore, bam, 100.
If this is equal to everything else combined,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it's got to be the most dangerous, right?
All right. Okay, I go with you there. And and
On
and and to think about that, so thinking about that saying, yeah, equal to everything else combined,
yeah,
and we still got what 6
we
other
still got six
triangles we
places to
want to talk
we
about.
yeah we still got six
I mean,
triangles to
you
talk
can
about.
combine all those places and still not have as many incidences as you do in the Bermuda Triangle.
Uh-huh.
I get what you're putting down. 100 it is. So that said, what is the next triangle you want to talk about?
Well, that's interesting.
Do you want to talk about the one that's fucking with you, or do you want to talk about
We could
uh,
talk about mine.
the? I
I
know
was
which one.
thinking either that or Alaska because
Well, you know
TNT
what?
Alaska.
Let's go Alaska. Let's do the Alaska Triangle because I'm a big fan of Alaska.
Where are you?
Do not.
Do
Okay,
not
we're not
Nevada
going to talk about
Triangle.
Alaska.
We're not going to talk about the Alaska Triangle.
We're not talking about the Alaskan
Yeah,
Triangle.
because the Alaska Triangle
Oh
is
wow,
the largest triangle
that
by.
goes all the way down. Is that going all the way down into Washington?
I have pictures.
He's like, I have pictures.
I have pictures. So let's bring up some stuff. I wish I am going to keep recording. Thank you. I wish I had some actual paranormal pictures of the Alaska Triangle, but I
Holy
couldn't.
shit! Oh, sorry, I'm just reading something.
So it actually doesn't go into Washington, but it goes
Pretty
into
damn
Canada for
close.
sure, into the Yukon Territory.
It looks like it's right there at Vancouver, Canada, which is just north of Vancouver, north of freaking Washington. Hold on, let me pull this
I don't
up.
think it quite reaches that, but
This,
it does cover the largest region of any triangle.
okay, so the Alaskan Triangle and area between holy
Okay.
shit, I gotta say that Anchorage and Juneau.
Okay, so mine was a little simpler. I don't know what
Anchorage and
I don't know
Juneau.
what I don't know what you were saying, but mine says Barrow, so mine spans between Barrow, Anchorage, and Juneau. So
What's the
this
Alaskan
triangle
Triangle? Anchorage, Juneau, and
and Hawk.
how the hell do you say that name?
I don't know what that name is.
UTQIAGVIK.
Oh, fuck, I don't know. you you quick? You quickie? I don't know. So cookie. This will be like and I'm still working on anomaly. So it says this triangle may be the single largest, um, except for the Dragon's Triangle, which is in Japan. But it seems that this kind of changes in size as you move in through history. It covers much of the frontier state's eastern half, spanning between Barrow, Anchorage, and Juneau. According to official sources, the rate of people who go missing in Alaska is about 4 in every
Oh.
1,000, about twice the national average. In 2007 alone, 2,833 people were reported missing.
Above.
Keep in mind, or I guess maybe above that.
Or
Keep in mind, this is a
where they
state with a
went.
total population smaller than the entire city of San Francisco. Coffin.
This triangle is huge.
It's huge. So perhaps the most famous disappearance to occur in the triangle was none other than U.S. House Majority Leader Hale Boggs. Boggs was in Alaska campaigning on behalf of fellow Democratic Representative Nick Begich. The two were on a flight from Anchorage to Juneau alongside Begich's aide, Russell Brown, and pilot Don Johns on
That's
October 6,
1972.
1972, when the plane seemingly vanished into thin air. The search involved 400 aircraft and numerous boats covering 32,000 square miles. But it was all for naught. No trace of the plane or its occupants were ever found.
39 days they searched.
Yeah.
Psychic.
Psychic.
I know. Psychic.
So naturally, supernatural portals and UFOs have been blamed. One Japanese pilot on a trip from Iceland to Anchorage claims to have had a close encounter with a group of 3 UFOs over Alaskan airspace in 1986. He
Wow.
described one of them as being twice the size of an aircraft carrier, and that the 2 smaller ones zipped in front of his plane at very close range. Air traffic controllers on the ground even caught the airships on their radar. I'll help you in a minute.
Wow.
The pilot reported seeing the craft speed up and slow down suddenly and even disappear and reappear as he took evasive maneuvers to try to shake him off. They trailed him for 32 minutes, over 400 miles, by flying, before they finally lost interest and vanished for the last time.
Wow. Wow. I wonder if that's going to be part of the release coming up in January. Everything about that.
With the UFO stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of neat.
So in 1950, one of the nation's largest disappearance of military aircraft and personnel occurred in that region. A C-54 Skymaster carrying an 8-man crew and 36 passengers left Anchorage at 1 p.m. on January 26th. The airliner made a routine radio check, and 2 hours later, as it flew over a small town in Yukon, it was the last communication anyone ever received from the flight. A search effort was mounted, incorporating U.S. and Canadian planes, aided by thousands of volunteers on foot, but nothing was ever found of the C-54.
That's a
That's
big ass plane.
Big ass
That's a
plane
big ass plane.
to be just disappearing.
Yeah. So here's something that really caught my eye. Some theories have pointed to the Kushtaka as the culprit for the high vanishing rate. This demonic entity from indigenous Tinglet folklore is a shape-shifting half man, half otter type creature that lures people into the wilderness by imitating women and children calling for help. It then captures the lost person's soul and steals it away to his own realm.
ultimately tearing them apart
Yes.
and turning them into other kushtaka.
Yes.
Wow.
Other times, the creature will turn victims into Kushtaka themselves. This is sometimes done because the Kushtaka is trying to save the person from drowning or freezing to death. This gives them the power to shapeshift and perform Jedi mind tricks on humans. I thought that's kind of funny.
These are not the droids you were looking for. Sorry.
So there are many non-supernatural ways for a person to be lost and never found in eastern Alaska. Well, yeah, the triangle includes the Barrow Mountain Range, dense forests, hidden caves, massive glaciers with deep crevices, and lots of untamed wildlife. Heavy snowfall and avalanches can bury a body very quickly in the wintertime, and it can be very easy to stumble into one of the 3 million lakes within Alaska's borders
Oh yeah.
and drown. With all these dangers lurking about, it's probably no wonder so many people have gone missing in the state.
Interesting
And
fact. The
I'm gonna
Travel
go.
Channel does have a show called The Alaskan Triangle where it actually delves into the theories of everything that's happening and eyewitness reports and all that good stuff. And season 2 is starting soon. I didn't even know about that, but now I'm gonna have to watch it because it's on the Travel Channel, but it's also on Discovery Plus. Just gotta throw that out there for everybody if they want to watch it.
So yeah, get
Congratulations.
Discovery Plus.
Oh, is it? I thought that was it. Interesting. Tingit tribe to blame an evil creature called Kushtaka.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's what we were talking about.
Yeah. Num num. Num num.
Num num. That's num num. That reminds me of
Who the hell gets
No-
fucking taken over by an otter?
I know, half man, half otter. It's like, dude,
It's so cute.
it's so somebody's calling for help. Oh look, it's a little otter. Ah! It's like a killer bunny or something.
Dude, I think it's over twice the national average. Okay, so I have to say this because people listening to the show can't hear it. So people disappear at twice the national average, but it's 10 times as dangerous as the rest of the nation, with the exception of Chicago.
And we just recently talked about the paranormal activity in Chicago.
I don't think he's talking about the paranormal activity in
No,
Chicago.
probably not. So
I think that I was just reading that, and I think they said it's 4 times the national average now. Let me pull this back up here. Wow, 16,000 people have vanished without a trace. That's just freaking crazy. Okay, all right. So
so let's
it's
score
comprised of
the
vast boreal forests, barren tundra, icy peaks. In the past 4 decades, people have gone missing from the region at a rate of about 4 from every 1,000 individuals. Okay, there it is. 2 times the national. Okay, so that 4 is what threw me off.
yeah,
I'm just
4 out
wondering-
of every 1,000,
yeah,
which is
2 times
twice
the
the
national.
national. Yeah.
That is just phenomenal. Dude, that UFO story is freaking phenomenal. I can't wait for that to freaking come out and let us read all about that.
Yeah, especially if air traffic control got it on radar. They saw it. And the dude was reporting it and they saw it. They caught it on radar.
Yeah, to
And
actually catch it on radar of this poor Japanese guy flying his plane. No, go away.
ah!
That
that
was 1986?
86.
I mean, I'm like that's not even that long ago, but then I realized that was a long time ago.
It's pretty long ago, bro. We're Shh. It's 26 years. Shh. No, it's even longer than that. Shit. It's 30. 36 years. I wish it was 26 years. Now I feel like shit.
Yeah,
30,
1986. I was
36. Well,
9.
I was 16. I was like, yeah, I
What's
was
interesting, you were 16 and I thought you were living in Washington at that time, weren't you?
I was living in Washington until 1984. I moved when I
Okay,
was
86,
14.
but okay, 86 you were back. Okay.
Yeah. 86 I was in Stockton.
Stockton, yep. Wish it was
Actually,
26.
no, I moved here. I moved to Three Rivers in 86.
Oh shit. Wish it was
Um,
26. That's funny.
and then I moved back to Stockton in 88.
That's just crazy. This isn't
I know, right? Wish it
this
was
is what
26.
yeah, I wish it was 26, not
Yeah,
36 years ago.
not 36. Oh,
Yeah, take 10 years off of me. I'd be happy.
Amazing.
Amazing.
that
That's right.
would be amazing.
Alaska, I mean, Alaska in itself is just a freaking
It's beautiful. I mean, I've been there. It Yeah, I was there with my brother.
I was there fishing. I went on a fishing
Yeah,
trip.
yeah, I went on a fishing trip. So my brother was living in Juneau, and so I went to see him for my wife's and my anniversary. We went up there and took a
Here.
Alaska was a harsh dangerous place. You could stop and take a leak and wake up in purgatory. This don't look like the bush I was peeing on. Damn polar bear.
polar bear fell on me.
Polar bear
Uh,
fell on me.
Polar bear fell on me,
You.
but yeah, I went fishing up there, and I mean, it's this It looks like a painting when you look at the ridges, and just amazing.
Yeah, that it's
And
funny. It's like I never thought about Alaska too much
mhm.
until the fourth kind came out. I honestly, I like, I was like, huh, and then I started really looking into Alaska, and I was like, whoa, and then I mean, you do your research on the fourth kind and find out that it's pretty much all found footage movie. Uh, it's Blair Witch Project, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's all fake. But the basis in the disappearances is fact.
it's fact, yes,
Yeah.
and that's what I find interesting about it. They just made a alien movie about it.
Yeah, they just made, "Oh, let's make an alien abduction movie." And it I don't know if that's too far from the truth, considering the UFO sightings and things like that up there.
Oh, dude, it's like
But,
almost
they also
in the
say,
United States.
um, I loved it when because I read up on that after the fourth kind, and they said the FBI spent months researching this, all the disappearances and stuff,
Yeah.
and they basically came to the conclusion that people are getting drunk and just falling into the water
Yeah.
and drowning.
Yep. That's exactly what I remember.
And I was like, "Oh, that's hilarious."
Makes sense.
Yeah, I get it because just being up there for that short time, and it was in the
Then again
summertime.
then again, it's the federal government, and they want us to believe everything in the sky is weather balloon, so,
Exactly, or
alright, so,
swamp
I mean
gas.
yes, swamp
so
gas.
let's
Oh,
score this
swamp
one.
ass, not swamp
Swamp
gas.
swamp ass.
So, as
The
anomalous,
anomalous reading,
that's the word you created, anomalous.
not 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 my drunk version of anomalous.
Anomalous reading. How would you rate this place? As an anomaly, a triangle, an acute
An
anomaly.
acute an isosceles triangle, or
Yes.
um so this acute triangle is I actually think the demonic element is interesting.
That is interesting.
with the indigenous people, and I think
Yeah.
that kind of raises the anomalous for me.
That brings me to the skinwalkers, just
Yeah.
up north.
Yeah.
And that bugs me a little bit. So I'd probably increase what I was originally thinking about this place.
Yeah.
Um, is it higher than 70? Do you think it's
Yeah.
higher than 70?
I think it's higher than 70, but I won't go above 80. So I think I'm around
I was like
75.
75.
Yeah.
I like a 75. I
Yeah.
can't because it's got the UFO aspect. Of course, you got the Bigfoot aspect up there. You got the demonic aspect up there. That
Yeah,
one was
I agree with you there, Bill.
with
I think it's
nature than anything else. I think that has to do with
just
we talked about
it's the harsh the land. It's the environment that's more of a danger, I think. But it's still a dangerous place. Um, so yeah, I think 75 for the anomalous reading of the place.
I was gonna have this place a little low on the danger level, just because like what Dover was saying there.
Mm,
Um, but I think it's higher than what I was originally thinking because of
There.
the
because of the
indigenous people.
environmental and
Not just well, I mean, I try to think
because of the demon.
because the yeah, because of what the indigenous people believe there, and stories are always these stories that the indigenous talk about. They're all based on some sort of truth,
Yeah.
and whether or not there's a real demon up there killing people and turning them into otters. I got a master show.
I'm gonna break up the
That's how
clam.
they know how to use tools. Yeah, they were people once. Uh, uh,
Yeah, I definitely need more beer.
but I, I mean, it could just be like a bear, a Kodiak, or something ripping people to shreds, or
but
or
still,
fucking rabid
it's
otter.
dangerous. Yeah.
But what they believe in are based off of truths and
Yeah.
the stories and everything like that. And then to the alien,
That
the
UFO sighting was wicked.
the UFO sighting. I don't want to say alien because it's just we don't know if it was alien. It could have just been the federal government fucking with a Japanese dude.
Yeah. It could have been Shield. It said twice the size of an aircraft carrier. It could have been Shield.
Could have been
Coming,
shield.
Nick Fury coming down. Let's mess with this dude.
Let's fuck with this guy.
Yeah.
Um,
So it has Iron Man and War Machine
the
flying
one
around this dude. Shoo shoo. And all right, we can go. We'll go. We're done messing with him.
but I think my danger level rose because of those things, and I would put it at 75.
Okay.
What
I
were
was 65.
65? Well,
I
Here.
was
right
I
in the
was
middle.
65. We'll put it right. We'll put it at 70. We'll give
Put
it
it
a
at
70.
7. Let's go right in the middle there. Bam, right at
Yeah.
7. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 5 places to keep talking about. The size of that triangle is a creep factor for me. Larger scale area to search if someone went missing in that area. I won't be traveling there.
No. I completely agree with you. I'm not, besides the fact that it's Siberia up there, I'm gonna freeze my ass off and it's dark or it's light all day or it's
All that,
dark all day.
yeah.
Um
Yeah, I've seen
yeah, that
30 Days
was
a Night. Fuck that shit.
yeah, me too. Fuck that. I'm not going the vampires living no way.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it was Barrow, Alaska
Yeah,
where the vampires were
I think
at
so
the top of
too.
that fucking triangle. Um I
Uh,
don't it was weird when I was up there, even when I was up there in the summer, it never fully got dark. The sun never completely
no,
set.
no, no.
It went down and just kind of hovered on the horizon, and then it came back up. And I was like, dude, I can't sleep.
No kidding, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so we got 5 more to talk about. Let's take a quick break.
Yep. I need more beer.
Blow your skinny ass away with the acorns. I
Hey.
know he's talking about Teresa.
I was gonna say because there is nothing skinny about this ass. There's nothing.
Poison.
Poison.
I think I lose weight on camera.
Now the camera adds 10 pounds, but I'm gonna add yours to mine. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and hit the next one.
Yeah.
Here. Here. Where are we? Oh. Plays. So.
Oh damn! I hit the wrong button. Sorry about the silence, folks.
You didn't.
Teresa, yes, Bill is talking shit.
I thought she said, "You taking a shit, Bill?" And I was like, I don't think we have
Oh,
time to wait for Bill to come back. No, it's talking. You're right.
there's an L there. Oh my god.
Maybe. My phone says maybe.
Mine says real. I switched back over to the Ovilus. It's less scary and
Yeah, it's weird. If I have it on the Vox on mine because I'm not in the board, I can't hear it really over the headphones, so I can't really tell what it's saying.
oh yeah.
So I just soon go with the Ovilus until I have my own
Well,
board.
that, my friend, is going to be fixed probably by Friday.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
You got the tracking number, right? So you can track
Yes.
it if you want to. Okay.
Yep. Got the tracking number.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. So, shit, what do we want to talk about now?
Well, we can talk about the one where I'm at,
You want to go to
the Nevada Triangle.
oh my God. Banquets are
And
gassy tonight. Demon.
who?
And then who? It's all
Who?
demon. Who? I am not a demon, damn it. uh, it's interesting about the Nevada Triangle because of the
Trapped.
ranges.
Why are you here?
Trapped, and why are you here? I live here.
Dig.
I'm not digging.
Dig.
No.
Don't make me dig.
Oh wow.
Let me do that. Let's see if I can do that. It did let me do that. So
Trying to reach you about your extended warranty. Yeah, I was just looking at that
I
where it
can't.
actually stretches.
Yeah. So it goes from Fresno to Reno to Las Vegas,
Yeah.
and
There's this little spot right
there's this
here.
there's this little spot on that line between Fresno and Vegas.
Oh, that's
That's
Dave.
Dave's house right there.
Oh, do you remember when you had that earthquake?
Yeah, I get several earthquakes
Yeah,
every year.
but the big one that hit close to you that they
Hmm.
actually felt in freaking like Vegas.
Yeah, yeah. It was in between me and Vegas. It happened like right in between us, and it
Yeah,
was like 6.4 or something like that.
it was a good size one.
It was a good size one. It was. I'm sitting there going, and the house went, and I'm like, "Ooh, nice."
Shouldn't
I had
go.
one. I had one movie. I had one movie that broke.
Really? You actually
Yeah,
had a movie that broke? Did it
I had a
actually knock
movie.
your stuff off the?
It yeah, it knocked stuff off the shelves and
Your,
actually broke one case. Didn't break the movie, but it broke the case.
did you replace it already?
Oh yeah, I have empty cases in my storage room just for such an incident.
I have empty cases.
I have empty cases.
Oh, there is.
I have like 1 or 200 Blu-ray cases that's just
Oh my
sitting
lord.
there in storage. Um, so and mainly because what I did was I bought a bunch of. I live here. That's why I'm here. I
It
I
actually
bought a
said,
bunch of I bought a bunch of doubles. So the Blu-ray cases that have two that you can put two discs in. I bought a bunch of those because I took the DVD. If I have the DVD and the Blu-ray of a
yeah,
movie, I
yeah.
put them together in one case
Okay, that makes sense.
instead of if I don't have the Blu-ray DVD combo, I make it a combo, and that kind of saved me some space. So yeah, I bought like 100 of those, and I did that to save space, and now I have 100 like blank cases, just just in case something breaks and I need it, I can use it.
I
Um,
don't blame you. That's a smart idea there. I I don't know what to do if one of my cases broke. Oh, Nevada Triangle. Nevada, that's what we're talking about.
so um, This triangle is said to cover the area between Las Vegas, Fresno, and Reno. Certainly a lot of territory, including such diverse areas as the Great Basin Desert, the Sierra Nevada mountain range, 3 national parks, Yosemite, Sequoia, and Kings Canyon, and Area 51.
Mm. Oh, yeah, that's right. It has Area 51 in there.
Yeah. Could that explain why over 2,000 planes have either crashed or gone missing over the area in the last 70 years?
With
I'm okay.
25,000 square miles of underpopulated areas.
Yeah. And I live at the base of Sequoia National Park.
Yeah.
So when I say I can throw a rock and hit the national forest, Bill, I'm you can take that to the bank. Because it's just nothing but trees around me.
Yeah, this is for the for
Ha
the
ha
past
ha.
50 years or so. Nobody is exactly sure how many flights have vanished within the Nevada Triangle. However, many people believe the total is more than 2,000. Jesus. One of the most popular stories regarding the Nevada Triangle is the disappearance of Steve Fawcett, which took place September 3rd, 2007. In addition to being an American businessman, Fawcett was a record setting aviator, sailor, and adventurer. He was also the first person to fly solo nonstop around the world in a balloon. Oh, damn.
Granddaughter.
No.
My granddaughter is downstairs.
Sadly, when Fawcett flew a single-engine Belinka Super Decathlon over Nevada's Great Basin Desert, it never returned, and neither did he. After a
Mhm.
month of not being able to locate Fawcett's plane, the search was called off. On February 15,
Sister.
2008, Fawcett was declared legally dead. The moment Fawcett went missing, many people assumed he either faked his own death or was shot down over Area 51.
Mhm. So the plane was finally discovered in September of 2008
Yeah.
when a hiker stumbled across the plane. His identification tags and 2 bones in the Sierra Nevadas, 65 miles south of his takeoff site.
Wow.
Okay. They're watching me.
Sometimes it feels like
Uh,
somebody.
Somebody's watching me. So,
A
but
little more. That's for
the
karaoke, folks.
the disappearances here and the crashes, and I want to get to Bill's comment after I talk about these. But so uh, let's see. So there's some other notable disappearances were Leonard C. Leiden in 1941. This Air Force lieutenant is leading a fighter squadron on a training exercise over the Kings
Please.
Canyon region when a malfunction leads him to bail out of his plane. The wreckage had never been found, despite London saying that he witnessed where the plane went down. So he survived. The plane
Saw his
disappeared.
plane go down. I wonder if he actually saw like an actual crash site or if he just saw it going down and said it should be right here. And they went there and like, hey, shit here, man.
Hey, shit here. That's what I'm thinking happened.
or or was there shit here and they found other shit and they were like, there ain't shit here, man.
We're just gonna leave that one alone. It's a weather balloon.
Swamp ass. I mean gas.
It's swamp ass gas. Um, so then there's the story of the lost B-24. December 5th, 1943, this aircraft was scheduled for a routine night training mission between Fresno, Bakersfield, and Tucson when it lost radio contact. The mystery deepened when another B-24, part of a squadron of 9 sent to look for the plane, also vanished. Fortunately, 2 of the plane's 6 crew members survived and revealed that it had been lost when the pilot mistook the Huntington Lake Reservoir's frozen surface for a forest clearing.
Oh.
Wow.
The wreckage was recovered in 1955 when the reservoir was drained to help make repairs to the dam. The other missing B-24 was finally found next
Start.
to a then unnamed lake in July of 1960 by geographical surveyors. The lake was named Hester Lake as a memorial to the plane's co-pilot.
Clinton
So,
Hester.
yep,
Or no,
Robert M. Hester,
Robert
sec-
Hester. Clinton is the
second
father.
lieutenant. So David Steves, May 9th, 1957. The plane was a T-33 training jet on a flight from San Francisco to Arizona. This was another case where the pilot lived to tell the tale, although it took him 54 days to reach civilization in Kings
Yeah,
Canyon.
they legally pronounced him dead.
Yeah. He explained that something exploded in his aircraft, forcing him to bail out. He badly injured his ankles upon landing and was forced to drag his parachute behind him to keep warm at night. He spent 15 days in freezing temperatures until he found a National Park Service cabin 20 miles away from where he landed. He nursed himself back to health with canned foods he found inside and hunted and fished until he felt ready to rediscover civilization. The only trace of his plane that has been found so far is the canopy, discovered
1977.
by Boy Scouts in 77.
Yeah, 45 years ago. I know that because that's the year I was born.
Yep.
Easy math.
So, and then they charged Charles Ogle in August 1964. This wealthy real estate tycoon vanished while on a flight from Oakland to Las Vegas. His disappearance is especially odd when you consider that he was a trained pilot from his days in the Marine Corps. No trace of the plane or the pilot has ever been found.
In pain.
What's
I
this
don't,
one? Lieutenant Leonard, 1941. Lieutenant Leonard C. Lyden parachuted to safety after his
that's
Army
the first
fighters
one I
were
said.
Oh, is that the
Yeah,
first one?
that's
Oh,
the
I thought
first one I talked about.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Damn it, Dave!
Dude, Dave.
So
Did you talk
I'm
about Major
I'm going
Ross Molehair?
I'm going in. Yeah, I didn't talk about Ross Molehair yet. I'm on the Gambler Special.
I don't even know which one I'm on.
So, the Gambler Special, February 18th, 1969, more formally known as Hawthorne, Nevada Airlines Flight 708. This plane was carrying 32 prospective gamblers and 3 crew on a round trip between Long Beach, Burbank, and Hawthorne, Nevada. Was lost with all hands. 5 members of the search party died before the wreckage was discovered on Mount Whitney, and that's like right there. Um, the highest mountain in the contiguous United States. No cause for the crash has ever been determined.
Isn't that the one that caught fire last summer?
Yes, yes, and the summer before that,
In the summer, and the summer before that,
and the
and
summer before that, and 2 years ago before that. I am going to keep recording. Okay, do you want to talk about Ross Molehair?
oh, sure. Now you want me to talk?
Not really, but if you want.
No, yeah. Oh, July 11th, 1986, Major Ross Mulher flew a F-117 into a mountain near Bakersfield, California. The cause of the crash has never been officially revealed. That's it. That's all I had.
All right, good job.
That's all I got.
So I wanted to show this picture right here.
What is that, out your back door or what?
It's close, but no, this is in the Kern National Forest,
Oh, yeah.
right smack dab in the middle of the Nevada Triangle, and I have been on this spot.
I think I've been on that spot. That place looks very familiar.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've been on that spot. And for some reason, it's the tree on the right that makes me
Yeah.
go, I've been there.
I've been there. Yeah, no, I was like, I know. I tried to find it. I have a picture of me standing on that rock. I hear you too. So I thought that was really interesting because when I did my 50-mile backpacking trip,
Yeah.
I started in Mineral King, went into the Kern National Forest and around to the back backcountry Kern Ranger Station
Okay.
and stayed there for a night, and then came back through Franklin Pass and came back to Mineral King. So I went all through the middle of that triangle, and
Oh,
that's where I got lost, and I was
that's where you
helped
saw
out by the ghost.
that list. It looks like
Uh,
Acadia National Forest. Okay, so which thing were you talking about that you wanted to get to on Dover's thing? Is it the Godfather box set, or is it the fact that
no,
the Sierra is very windy?
yeah, isn't it very windy in the Sierras? And that's I wrote that down. Um,
I'm pretty sure all mountain ranges are actually very windy.
Yeah.
Like,
So here's what the set. Um, so naturally, given the aforementioned Area 51 connection, some are quick to blame UFOs and other secret government experiments for the high number of plane crashes in the area. However, the more scientifically minded are quick to point out the Sierra Nevada's unique and unpredictable geography and weather patterns, particularly the so-called mountain wave. This is a local name for a sudden downdraft and microburst that occur
mm,
when the Pacific jet stream collides with the Sierras at a perpendicular angle.
yep.
These downdrafts can reach speeds of 400 miles an hour
Yep. Oh yeah.
and just take a plane.
Oh yeah.
So yes, Dover, and I live up here. Yes, it is very windy.
Yeah, I live right by the freaking Rockies, and the wind gets hellacious.
That's crazy. I mean, it's not the Santa Anas, but
Yeah.
the Santa Anas are just weird. I don't even understand what's causing that.
Now you have
Um,
that Gulf Stream that comes up through there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but because I live here, I can attest to some paranormal things that happen in this area.
Well, what worries me is if you're reading all the main thing that I got from all these stories that you just read and the one that I read.
You read two. You got
Oh,
two.
I got two. I got two.
You got two. You got the 2007 one. God, just because it's your show doesn't mean you have to speak.
Uh, the thing that I don't get me wrong, coincidences happen, but you know, you get to the point where it can't just be a coincidence more to have all these type of mechanical failures every time you're flying over the goddamn Sierra Nevadas.
Yeah, and over 2,070 years.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
Leave.
I'm not going
Just,
to leave.
it was a leave. Yeah.
I said don't leave.
Mike kept saying,
Mine
please
said don't.
leave.
Mine said don't leave.
Mine said not. Leave, not.
Mine said don't leave. So, ooh, I'm
Keep recording.
switching.
What? No, I'm not going to leave. Good.
Uh, but I believe in coincidences, but when you get to the point of that many, it's no longer coincidence, right? I mean, there's something going on. I hear the
Yeah.
Kardashians from the Sierra Nevadas. Those bras take everything. Where do you
It's
think they
it,
got all those
it's
airplanes?
it's the infamous big butt that
It's
walks
sucking
around
them
this
in.
region.
The Kardashians. That's how they got all them damn planes.
Call it template. They take it from the Sierras.
Teresa, we are getting there.
We're getting there. Michigan's coming.
Michigan is coming.
Michigan. I got some great pictures of the Michigan Triangle. Some really cool shots.
So, the
Um.
Nevada Triangle.
But I
As
live
we know,
here.
all the stories you hear that you've talked about, or we've talked about, or whoever talked about, have all been about aircraft going down. It does remind me a
Roof.
lot of the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
What it
It
doesn't go
does.
into is everything that's actually on the ground in that area.
Yeah.
You know, the
It doesn't
massive
talk a lot about
Bigfoot
the
sightings,
paranormal
the
stuff. The Bigfoot sightings that are here in Redwood Grove. That's where the majority of the Bigfoot sightings are in this area.
Skinwalker sightings in this
Skinwalker sightings. There's a lot of Native American elements.
considering Skinwalker Ranch, I believe, is also part of the Nevada Triangle.
No,
No.
Skinwalker Ranch is in Utah.
It's in Utah.
But there's definitely
A Skinwalker
I've-
presence.
I think there's definitely I know there's an elemental presence.
Because there's
here.
a Navajo presence inside that triangle.
It's I know the Yokuts tribe is what's
Yep.
in our area here.
Yeah.
But there are several Native American tribes. Choctaw over in Nevada.
There's an Apache res sitting in that area.
I think there has to be in the northern part, or
Mhm.
no, the northern part is the Choctaw. So down, well, yeah, you got the Navajo or whatever in the Arizona area,
Yep.
like the southernmost tip of that.
Yep.
And
So
then you got Area 51.
and then you got Area 51. So I mean, we've talked about what's all on the air, but we don't not talking about what's on the ground. And they will shoot you. They're not kidding on those signs. They will shoot you.
Yeah.
This is the Bunny Ranch in the Triangle.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
And also Donner Summit.
Donner Summit. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Donner Summit. Damn. Donner party of fun.
Your table is ready. I'd love to have you for dinner.
We'll take that rare, please.
Tartar. But yeah, so that's an interesting thing with the Donner Party, and
yeah, I mean, did they really start eating people because of freaking?
I don't think it was because they were in the triangle. No, they were starving.
I mean,
They were fucking hungry, is what happened, and we need to fucking eat. So Dave's kind of fat. I think we'll probably eat him first because he can't run away.
Yeah.
So okay, so let's score this one.
So anomalous. I don't like saying reading. Anomalous factor. I like anomalous factor, but
Okay.
I wrote anomalous reading, so I'm gonna keep writing it.
As we get a couple more beers in, this is gonna be AR.
AR. Don't worry, I have problems trying to spell anomalous.
Anam read.
Just have to be faster than the slowest bird. That is correct, Bill.
Yes.
So the anomalous factor reading, whatever the fuck we're gonna call it. I'm gonna give this place a 65.
Okay, I'm down for that.
I mean, would you go higher or lower? I mean, I like 65. I don't know what you like.
No, I like 65. That's about where I was at.
Okay. How about the danger level of this place? I'm struggling on this one.
Yeah, I'm struggling too. If you're in a plane, I think the danger level is pretty high. On the ground, maybe not so much, but
Unless you're part of the Donner Party.
unless you're part of the Donner Party. But the environment, it's not as bad as Alaska, but there are animals here that can kill you.
Well, you don't have the
with
the natural cold of the elements of Alaska. I think you have everything else. I mean, I don't think you're just going to fall into a lake and drown like you can in Alaska, but
no,
I think.
And with the drought here, there's not a whole lot of lakes anymore.
Man, you just fell in a big ass hole.
He just fell in a hole. have trouble getting back out.
Ooh, hey, oh,
Um, so yeah, I'm maybe 50.
50 on the danger.
Yeah,
Annapolis. And
an
motherfucker,
anomalops,
goddamn you,
an
Jonah.
anomalops, anomalops.
How you trying to make me say shit?
It's a
Anomalops.
John's a an anomina anomina an anomina anomina.
Anomopus.
and
No,
and and and
Bill, knock that shit off.
Bill's just fucking with you now.
Anomopia. Uh, uh, I've 40 on the danger level.
Okay, so we'll average it out to 45.
Uh,
No.
I said no.
I said no.
I said no. Oh shit,
I thought mine said dude.
dude.
Dude. No, it said Jude. I'm like, okay.
Hey Jude. Oh, sorry.
No, what?
What?
I wasn't even going to talk about that, but now I'm kind of
What? What?
tripping. Um, there's something, and I wasn't even going to mention this triangle, but it's in the same article, and it's called the Big Lick Triangle. I know. This is why I wasn't going to mention it, because I know where your 5-year-old brain's going. It said lick, lick, big lick.
Sorry.
But so, but the kitchen, don't tell me kitchen, but the Big Lick Triangle goes from it goes from Indiana to Kentucky.
Where else does it go? That's fucking one line.
Well, it covers both states.
Oh, okay.
So let's see. So the triangle gets its name from its 3 supposed vertices, known as the town of French Lick in Orange County, Indiana, Big Bone Lick State Park in Boone County, Kentucky, and Pope Lick Creek in Jefferson County, Kentucky.
That's a lot of licks.
There's a lot of licks.
How many
It's like a
licks does
Tootsie
it
Pop.
the
It covers
three.
it covers 2,269.9 square miles and includes parts of 10 counties in Indiana and 7 counties in Kentucky.
Wow.
So but it talks about Clark County, Indiana,
Okay.
the Welsh Prince Maddox allegedly sets up a fort on what is now Charleston State Park after landing in Mobile Bay, Alabama, and sailing up the Mississippi. Unwelcoming natives eventually kill the prince and his entire company. Despite tales of blonde Welsh speaking white Indians in the region, no hard evidence of the story has come to light. One surveyor claimed to have discovered a stone fortification on the shores of the Ohio River in 1873, but it was reportedly cannibalized to help build a bridge across the river in 1888.
Wow.
But what I wanted to there's a couple other things, but it talks about Waverly Hills Sanatorium is in this area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hoosier National Forest, um, Ohio
Hoosiers.
County, Indiana. There's like
Ohio
Clarksville,
County.
Indiana, 2006. A giant fireball is seen making figure eights in the sky. Blue
Yeah.
River,
Scout
Indiana. A
westerns
local
out
legend tells
there.
um, Blue River, Indiana. A local legend tells of a woman decapitated by a fishing line strung across the river. Her ghost is still seen on the riverbanks searching for her head.
what pound test were they using?
Right? That's like some ghost ship line.
Kardashians again.
So, Fort Knox, Jefferson County, several silent black helicopters have been seen reported flying into and out of bullion depositories airspace. Milton, Kentucky, a lizard man with zebra stripes, a forked tongue, and bulging eyes was seen roaming the woods around a local automobile junkyard.
Okay.
Ohio County, Indiana, a man reports a Bigfoot charged at him as he was getting out of his car on State Road 56.
Hold on. I want to pull
So there's
something.
Bigfoot sightings, UFO sightings. Blessed. Rising Sun, Indiana, 1969. A farmer's power goes out as several UFOs flock over his house.
So what parts of Kentucky does it hit?
It says it goes from Orange County, Indiana, to Boone County, Kentucky, to Jefferson County, Kentucky. So it says 10 counties in Indiana and 7 counties in Kentucky. But yeah, I wasn't even going to talk about this because I was like, the Big Lick Triangle. That sounds stupid. We're just going to be making lick comments for the next 15 minutes.
A lot of weird out here in Indiana.
Floyd County, Indiana. Several Native Americans are killed. This is 1700s. Several Native Americans are killed in skirmishes with settlers. Their ghosts reportedly haunt the region to this day. Floyd County, Indiana, early 1800s. A giant snake, 30 to 40 feet in length and wide as a barrel, is reportedly seen by pioneer farmers. French Lick, Indiana, late 1800s. 2 black horses and their colt are struck by lightning and killed. Their ghosts have been seen running for shelter ever since when a storm rolls in. Stressed. Okay, this one's going to be interesting. In Vevey, Indiana, 1891 to 1894, several sightings of creatures called mud mermaids are reported along the Ohio River shores. They were said to be lizard-like but with strikingly human faces and showed no signs of intelligence. So, okay, I'm not going to do it. Henryville, Indiana, early 1900s, a young woman dies in a car wreck on Blue Lick Road. There's a lot of licks in this area. And is buried at Mount Zion Cemetery. She now haunts the cemetery as the Green Lady, throwing herself on parked cars and leaving green ectoplasm behind.
Do you have a picture of the Big Lick Triangle?
I have one that looks like it was drawn in crayon.
Well, I'm just trying to find. I'm wondering if Pike County is part of.
Let me see if I can
Big
find a better
Lick.
picture. But yeah, I wasn't going to talk about it, so I didn't actually get a picture of it.
There's only one thing that interests me about that is why I'm asking.
What interested me was the funny. Oh, that's a good picture. Let's do that. Oh no, that's not. That's the Bridgewater Triangle. We'll talk about that later.
Big Lick Triangle.
Yeah, I just have this stupid. Don't do that. Let's throw a picture up. Yes, I'm married. Yeah, I wasn't going to do this because this picture looked dumb. But let's see. Bigfoot report, UFO sighting, giant snake, Thunderbird sighting, ghost poltergeist, haunting reports. Pope Lick Goatmen,
I thought
Frogmen, Lizardmen, and Mud Merpeople. So those are all the different sightings in that area.
it's hard to really see what cities that envelops.
And I'm trying to find a better picture.
Bill and Teresa going crazy in the comments. It's killing me.
Yeah, Waverly Hills Sanatorium. I guess that's a prison. Let's see if I can find something else here. Well, that's not very good. Yeah, I don't like that.
Okay,
Big,
so that's
big, big
the
crap through.
northern part of Kentucky. Like the northern edge of Kentucky is what it gets.
Yeah.
I was just wondering how far over it went. Only because you know how I love that show Hellier.
Yeah.
And what Dana and Greg Newkirk did on that show and the other guys there. I was wondering if that had to do anything with the occurrences that was happening in Big Lick because they travel all over the place on that on that documentary. Hellier is an awesome show, and I'm trying to get Dave to watch it, but he refuses to.
I refuse to pay money to watch the show.
I just hear I refuse to.
Hello.
uh,
Oh yeah, it's free on Amazon Prime. No, it's not.
not anymore.
It's $2 a damn episode. No.
uh,
I have Amazon Prime. Everything should be free. I pay $130 a year for that shit. See? Even my phone agrees.
what did it say?
Okay.
Oh, all right.
I see you too.
Big Lick sounds pretty. That Big Lick Triangle actually does sound kind of interesting, though.
Yeah, I was like, Waverly Hills just kind of caught my eye. I was like, damn, Waverly Hills is in there?
It was
That's
free for
creepy.
me when I watched it too, Teresa. Dave just was slacking. And now he's gotta pay. uh, oh
Yeah, I didn't catch it early enough.
no,
Oh, I can watch it on YouTube?
YouTube.
Thanks, Bill. I'll look for it on YouTube.
I didn't even think about that.
Right? I should have. We got two freaking YouTube channels between us. Oh yeah, we got YouTube.
Duh.
I didn't think that was a possibility.
So what do we want to talk about next?
Well, I was kind of going through the ones that I talked about.
Where's the Bennington? Bennington? Is that what?
Bennington is one of them, yeah. And that's not, I mean, I've got like 10 on this list, but let's see. What's this one? Oh, we got the Lake Michigan Triangle because I know that one was Teresa was talking about that. We also have the Devil's Sea in Japan or the Dragon's Triangle.
Dragon Triangle, yeah.
Yeah. The Bennington Triangle is in Vermont. Yeah, let's hit that one.
Is that Bennington? Okay. I can't spell.
We don't need to score Big Lick. That was a throw in.
Yeah.
Boop,
And
boop, boop, boop.
This
Oh, I
is
got a lot
kind
of
of
pic.
a
Got a lot
smaller.
of pictures of the maybe Teresa.
possessed.
Possessed. It did say Teresa. I just heard
Mine said
that.
Teresa.
Yes, it did.
It said maybe Teresa. So this is the Bennington Triangle.
Okay, well,
Silly.
okay. So Bridgewater Triangle is the neighbor to the Bennington Triangle. Is that what I'm
Yes,
saying?
the Bridgewater Triangle is in Massachusetts, and I kind of want to talk about that one last. That one's got a lot of stuff to it.
Oh, wow.
So we'll hit this one. Um, but okay, so this vortex centers on Glastonbury Mountain in maybe in southwestern Vermont, which is surrounded by the towns of Bennington, Woodford, Shaftesbury, Somerset, and Glastonbury. The latter two are unincorporated ghost towns today, owing to major economic upheavals in the early
Find me.
1900s.
That's weird because I was just
What did
saying,
yours say?
find me.
Mine said leave here soon.
Mine said, find me. And I'm sitting here reading about all the disappearances in Bennington.
Yeah. So it said Glastonbury was founded by New Hampshire Governor Benning Wentworth in 1761 and named after Glastonbury Tor in Somerset, England, which is reputed to be the resting place of King Arthur. Glastonbury became a logging town in the wake of the Civil War, but by the late 1880s, the forests were stripped and local officials tried rebranding the area as a tourist destination. But after the trolley going up the mountain was washed away by a flood in the spring of 1898, all hope was lost and the town was abandoned.
Interesting.
Um, wasn't the only type of darkness that descended on the
Find
town.
you.
Okay. In 1892, a sawmill worker named Henry McDowell beat John Crowley to death with a rock and was placed in a mental asylum after claiming that voices in his head drove him to commit the murder. McDowell is rumored to have
Why?
escaped sometime later and was blamed for the death of John Harbour, found dead from a gunshot wound under an old cedar tree by his brother Harry in 1897. 15 years later, the Bennington Triangle would truly leave its mark on the world when a wave of disappearances swept the region between 1945 and 1950.
Yeah,
Hey.
like a lot.
A lot, a lot.
Started with, who was it?
The one, the
70-year-old
first
hunting guide named Mitty Rivers,
Mitty Rivers, yeah.
November of 45. Hell Hollow, southwest of Glastonbury. He led the group back to their camp. He got ahead of them and never returned to camp. Initially, the hunters were concerned as their guide was a skilled woodsman. However, when Rivers didn't resurface, an extensive search was conducted by 300 concerned locals and U.S. Army soldiers dispatched from Massachusetts Fort Devens. Though they combed through the vast wilderness for 8 days, the only thing found was a rifle cartridge of the same type that Rivers used. There was no evidence of an animal attack, and his body wasn't found. Even after this exhaustive search, many locals believed that the knowledgeable woodsman would be able to survive and would soon resurface in town, but he never did. Rivers disappeared along the long trail road around area and Vermont Route 9.
hmm The next one that I have is Paula Jean Weldon, December 1st, 1946.
Yeah.
Weldon is almost certainly the most famous missing person associated with the region. The 18-year-old Bennington College student was last seen by an elderly couple who had shared Weldon's sudden urge to hike the long trail on the cold winter day. They saw her go around the corner in the trail, but by the time they reached the corner, she was nowhere to be seen, despite the bright red coat that she was reportedly wearing. No trace of her was ever found. The incident is believed to have inspired the 1951 novel Hangs a Man
Yep.
by noted horror author Shirley Jackson, who was living in Bennington at the time of the disappearance.
Over 1,000 people joined in that search. Aircraft surveillance, the
hmm
FBI, $5,000 reward. No clues at all to her disappearance.
Yeah, no sign of nothing.
Asylum.
Asylum. We already talked about those.
Yeah.
Oh. Exactly 3 years after Paula Weldon had disappeared, James Tedford went missing on December 1st, 1949.
Beverly.
No.
No
James.
Beverly. James.
James. A veteran resident of the Bennington Soldiers' Home, Tedford had been in St. Albans visiting relatives and returned home on a bus when he vanished, according to witnesses. Weldon was one of 14 passengers on the bus at the last stop before arriving in Bennington. However, when the bus arrived in Bennington, he had seemingly vanished. His belongings were still in the luggage rack, and an open bus timetable was on his vacant seat. No one had seen him get off the bus, and he didn't disembark in Bennington. Though the disappearance was investigated, no one had seen anything, nor did they report any suspicious incidents. Dude just disappeared off a fucking bus.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. This person just disappeared out of a bus. And, people claim that they saw him just before they got into town, into
Yeah,
Bennington,
on the
and then
bus.
on the bus, sitting there. So then there's the story of Paul Jeffson, October 12th, 1950. Jefferson, 8, accompanied his mother as she drove out in her pickup truck to feed their pigs. When she returned about an hour later, Paul had vanished. I don't care if you're bored.
Oh.
Search parties could find no trace of him, even though, as with Paula Weldon, he had been wearing a red jacket when he disappeared. Some stories claim that bloodhounds tracked his scent to the same spot on the long trail where Weldon vanished, only to lose it forever. Equally strange was that Paul's father later claimed that his son had talked about an inexplicable yearning to go to the mountains before he disappeared.
Even though they searched for several days, no clues or remains of the boy were ever found.
It's like some Roanoke shit.
It,
Just like
this is bringing me back to what Dora was saying at the beginning of the show with the freaking
with the 411.
411.
Yeah. You got another one? I got one more.
I'm just looking at Frida Langer.
Side.
Is that the
Yep.
one you're looking at?
That's the one I have, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead and you read better than I do. As you said, my 5-year-old mind can't handle the big word.
That's not what I said. I said you'd get big lick and you'd be like fixed on that with your 5-year-old mind. Nothing to do with big words. Because I know my 5-year-old mind was like, big lick. Everybody has that inner 5-year-old. You said boobies.
He said movies.
You said boobies. You said duty.
He said duty.
This, yeah. Yeah, my dad said, "Look at my new truck. It's a Ford Super Duty," and I just started laughing.
My virus has stopped working. Oh, fucking bell. Oh, oh, Jesus. But that one, I don't know. This isn't necessarily a disappearance.
So okay, so Frida Langer, October 28th, 1950, Langer 53 vanished only 16 days after Jeffson. Langer had gone out on a family camping trip and was hiking with her cousin Herbert Elsner when she slipped and fell into a creek. She headed back to camp to change into some drier clothes, but when Elsner returned, excuse me, wait, Herbert Elsner, no, when she slipped and fell into the creek. What? Wait a minute. She
That-
headed back to camp to change into some drier clothes, but when Elsner returned, Langer was nowhere to be seen. Unlike the other four cases, Langer's body was eventually discovered on May 12, 1951, on the shores of Somerset Reservoir. Despite the area having been searched already, no cause of death could be determined due to the state of decomposition. So
that sounds like Herbert Elsner killed Frida Langer.
I'm kind of wondering about that. So there have been several attempts to explain the vanishings. One theory is that a serial killer may be responsible, with some even going as far as to argue that Henry McDowell was responsible, even though he would have been an elderly man at this point. There were also sightings of a man who lived in a cave near Somerset in 1867 who would expose himself to female passerbys and threaten them with a gun. Others have blamed the Bennington monster.
Yeah, Bigfoot style looking monster.
Yep, that has been seen around the area since the early 1800s, when it allegedly tried to run a stagecoach off the side of Glastonbury Mountain
And
in the middle of a thunderstorm.
I say strange floating lights, mysterious woodland creatures, and UFO activity in this area. In addition to the Bigfoot or Bennington monster, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah. Another incident that preceded the disappearance occurred on November 11th, 1943. Abused basement? That's okay.
What was that last one?
Miss.
Miss.
Um, Carl Herrick disappeared while on a hunting trip with his cousin Henry. His body was discovered 3 days later, surrounded by large footprints and showing signs of having been crushed,
Oh shit.
as if by a pair of giant arms. Others point to stories told by the indigenous Abenaki tribe about how Glastonbury Mountain is cursed. Part of the reason is that the mountain was where the four winds met in an eternal struggle. Interestingly, this legend has been scientifically verified. The wind pattern on the mountain is so erratic that plants have no consistent growth patterns. This can mess with a hiker's sense of direction and can easily cause them to become lost.
Hmm.
Less explainable was a particular rock on the mountain that natives say cursed anyone who stepped on it to vanish instantly, never to be seen again. There, shh, there are also claims. There are also several cairns or human-made rock piles strewn across the mountainside. Although the human-made part may be up for debate because the natives refuse to take credit for them. So like little rock formations.
Yeah.
Drowned. Okay, that's yeah, that drowned.
Awesome.
Um, Strange reports have continued to come out of the region since disappearances ended. A hiker named Chad Abramovich told the story on a website of how he and some friends found themselves caught in a torrential thunderstorm while exploring ruins on an otherwise sunny July afternoon. I don't know what that was. However, when they managed to escape the downpour, they discovered that the surroundings were dry as a bone. When they reached civilization, locals claimed that no thunderstorm had passed through the area.
Huh.
There's some interesting stories coming out of here. Oh, attic. Drip and attic. Okay. Um, Another hiker named Robert Singley, who works at Bennington College as a music professor, told the local newspaper on how he became lost on the trail away from Bald Mountain in 2008. He walked 5 miles before he realized that he should have reached his car already. Then a thick fog rolled in. He huddled beneath a maple tree and started a fire as the night came down. He was mildly unnerved when most of the sticks he picked up turned out to be animal bones.
Oh shit.
Luckily, he survived the night, although he discovered that
Thanks.
he was on the other side of the ridge from his
Where are
car the
we?
next morning.
Wow.
That's weird. Other strange happenings include a silo shaped UFO seen over Bennington by Don Pratt in 1984, and an apparent incident involving terrifying voices showing up over dead air radio in the region.
Hmm. That's interesting too.
There's some good shit in this area.
Yeah.
I like the Bennington Triangle.
Yeah.
I'm down.
It-
You.
I'm doing good. I don't know why you keep at. Maybe you're talking to a different ghost, so you're just being polite. I don't know. So how?
So how we score this one? So for the an, anomalies,
I think the anomalous factor on this is actually a little low. I'd
well,
probably put the anomalous factor like around.
I don't know. I'm going higher than that because of the variety of things that are reported.
Yeah, I guess
Because
it
there
does have pretty
you
good
got you got
variety
Bigfoot, you got ghosts, you got disappearances, you got serial
there.
killer
Alien,
possibly, you got um,
UFO.
UFO sightings, you got um, voices on the radio,
Well, yeah, I do like that.
um,
I do like that.
direction lost, like the random thunderstorm.
The voice on the radio could be easily explained through a CB radio,
Yeah,
especially if the station has
yeah.
dead air.
The whole four winds thing, which is interesting.
Oh,
And that was scientifically proven.
Michelle.
Right,
Said
Michelle.
hello, Michelle. Do we have a
Hello,
Michelle
Michelle.
on? No, we got Teresa.
Yeah, Teresa's already been said. Um, the dude in the
that's,
cave.
that's
I,
2 weeks
I'm
now. Teresa
I'm
said,
yeah, I'm liking the diversity here. I'm liking the multiple different things. So I'm actually kind of high on the anomaly, but I think I'm going to be low on the danger. There's a lot of disappearances, but all the disappearances happened in the span of 5 years,
yeah, yeah, yeah. My
and
wife is,
then and then
well,
after that, there's
the
no
person
no
just finished
disappearances have happened recently.
No, I haven't. That was the thing I was looking at is I was looking for recent experiences, and I wasn't seeing anything for recent disappearances. So
No,
I think that
I
might
think
have thrown.
nothing since
Okay,
1950. That was
all
the
right.
last disappearance.
So I guess okay. I'd probably have to agree with you. Probably higher on the anomaly level, but
Yeah,
lower on the danger level.
the most recent anomalous thing that I saw was 2008. But there's probably other. I said 2008.
so,
Um,
so you probably put the anomalous level at what around 70?
yeah, I think about 70, 75.
I'll go 75. That just always make me laugh when I was trying to talk. Color do they turn?
Yeah, yeah. If a
But the
cow
danger,
laughs, does milk come out of its nose?
but the danger level, I'd probably put more like a 35.
Yeah, maybe 30, 35. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we got three more we got to get through, and
Yep.
I gotta take a quick break.
All right, let's break for a little bit.
Quick break. We'll be right back. I'll put the right music on, and give us about five or so minutes.
Oak. Worship. Mother. Help.
And we are back. He's got to pee again. Seriously.
Yeah.
Sing Tao.
Sing Tao. This is my Chinese beer.
Every time I hear you say Sing Chao and Yung Ling, it just reminds me of that news report where the guy called in acting like he was part of the FFA and was talking about the plane that went down and was giving the names of the pilots Bing Bang Ow and We Going Down. Did it just say Mother Help? Did it just say Mother Help?
I think mine was on mute, so
It did just
mine
say Mother Help.
mine yours that's interesting. Yours said mother help and mine said father listen.
That's interesting. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. It did. It did. It did
It
say Mother Help.
did, it did.
Oh man. Whew. Sorry, I got fighting a headache right now for some reason. Uh Probably lack of caffeine today, but it's my own damn fault.
Well, I definitely got my caffeine today, so not worried about that. I'm not worried about him either. So let's talk about Lake Michigan.
You want to talk about the Michigan Triangle?
Yeah.
The
I was like, either that or the Dragon's Triangle.
let's do Michigan first. Let's do
Okay.
Michigan first. Let's give Teresa what she wants.
Yeah. We'll, we'll give T what she wants.
Oh, that's an awesome picture of a boat inside there. I hope you got that one.
Yeah. Let's see. Michigan. I say Michigan and
All right.
boop. So put that up and I don't know why that one shows up first. There's the map. So this is the Michigan Triangle.
Yeah.
Some have claimed that this stretch of water is the only one of the Great Lakes located entirely within America's borders and is even more dangerous than the Bermuda Triangle. That's certainly a bold claim to make for an area that's not located over an open ocean.
Have you seen the waves that go into the freaking Lake Michigan?
And then I've got a whole slew of disappearances and stuff.
Is that a typo, Dover?
I kind of want to put that up. Just that's not.
He says no.
That's the actual. That's the actual fly. It's actually called a dog pecker fly.
No, I don't. I don't. I don't.
No, I do not know what that is.
I do not know what a dog
Uh,
pecker
I've
fly.
seen I've seen a horse fly. I've seen a donkey fly,
And
but I've never seen a dog pecker fly.
it just bugs me because
I'm,
you know how flies get their names.
I can't unsee that. I can't get the visual out of my head.
Oh
Oh, look at that fly! It looks like a red rocket.
my god. Yeah, that's
No, we're
right.
not from Pennsylvania, Bill.
Yeah, we are not from Pennsylvania. We are.
I, I have never been east of Nevada. Just so you know.
Dog pecker fly.
Dog pecker fly.
Ah.
That's going to be the name of my band. If I ever had a band, it would be Dog Pecker Fly. That hang around dogs what? Just dogs? Or they specifically aim for the pecker? I'm just trying to figure that out.
Oh my
So
god.
very gnat like maybe. Um
Us Appalachian people have some weird ass names or stuff.
well, now I'm aware.
That's like that term. What I hear? Oh, fuck me dead and bury me pregnant.
Yeah, I'm judging too.
Oh,
Okay.
that's what they do. Oh.
So the first reported disappearance that I have in the Lake Michigan Triangle is Le Griffon, 1679.
Oh Jesus.
This vessel launched in the Niagara River the same year it vanished. Belonged to the French explorer René Robert Cavelier. Sieur de La Salle. This ship was last seen on September 18th when it left from an island in what is now Green Bay, Wisconsin, bound for the Niagara region with a load of furs. The ship and its 6 crew members were never seen again. This ship remains the holy grail of Great Lakes shipwrecks to this day.
Wow.
The Mary McLean, 1883. One of the more bizarre reports from the Triangle's history comes from the crew of this Chicago based tugboat who claimed to have been bombarded by giant chunks of ice falling out of the sky while on the lake. The deluge lasted about a half hour and left large dents in the wooden boat's hull.
Wow.
Have you got any? You want me to keep going?
Oh no, I was just reading this stuff on these boats that disappeared.
Yeah, I've got like a whole bunch of these boats.
I think the one that so I mean it starts in what where are we
Like I
at?
said, the first one I had is 1679.
Well, 1891, the Thomas
The
Hume
Thomas Hume
goes missing after refusing to retreat from a bad weather storm. That makes sense. But 20 years pass. It's November 22nd, 1912. World War's on the horizon. New generation of sturdy Wisconsin sailors is traversing the Lake Michigan waters. This time, that old fortunate vessel, the Roos Simmons, is on another run, transporting Christmas trees from Thompson, Michigan to Chicago. Captain Herman Schuneman helps load the boat full of bombs and invites the Michigan lumberjacks to catch a free ride to Chicago with them if they want it. The crew of 16, along with the extra lumberjacks, set off into the waters. Again, the ship never arrives at its destination. The ship was spotted sailing in
Hey.
clear conditions with a distress flag flying. A lifeboat is sent out to provide aid, but when it arrives, nothing there to find. No wreckage, no nothing. The
Hmm.
whole boat is just gone. A year later, Christmas trees begin to wash up along the shore. A fisherman in Two Rivers catches Captain Schumann's wallet a year later. No further trace discovered. The list of ships is long. The list of ships is long, and the stories are awash in speculation and misinformation. The Thomas Hume was discovered at the bottom of the lake in 2006 in near perfect condition. The Rose Simmons was found sunk in 165 feet of water. No sign of what took it down. But that one just throws me off because
What is that?
they see a flag. I'm telling you, they see a flag, a distress flag, and so they send out a boat to help them out. By the time a boat reaches to where this boat's at with clear, sunny conditions, it's just gone. And from the story that I'm reading, they didn't see it sink.
Yeah.
Trish says an area underwater has actually been deemed like a preserved cemetery. The ship graveyard. Huh.
Okay, that's a good segue. Let's show that picture.
That was for the actual bodies. oh, oh yeah. That dude, I love that picture.
That picture was just, I was like, oh, that is so cool. It's like right offshore too. I'd get a snorkel, and if I can go down there, that'd be so cool.
It says dull. My phone, it's all dull.
Dull.
Dude,
Mine said iron. That's probably an iron ship.
yeah, if I was in that house in the back, what are you
If
doing?
yeah, if I was in the house, I'd be like,
Snorkel the ship.
I'm gonna go snorkel the ship today. I'm gonna go swim. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna get the scuba gear out and go down in there.
Good old Dover.
Yeah, that's a badass picture.
I'd call the HOA about that. I'm sorry. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, fucking Bill.
There's, dude, I don't know how many shipwrecks. Ship? Did I say? I did not.
I think you said Ricks.
I
How
said
many
wreck.
shipwrecks?
How many shipwrecks? If you
How
happen
many
to know,
shipwrecks are there? I like to think there's a lot of shipwrecks.
how many shipwrecks out there on the lake? Yeah.
Uh,
Family member.
I have like 8 or 9 that I wrote down. There's got to be a bunch.
Well, that's interesting. Did you see this? What Teresa threw up there? That
Teresa threw up.
family has tried to threw up, not throw up. Family has tried to have their family member retrieved, but they've been denied because how preserved the ship and people are. That's crazy. Like, nah, you can't have them back
You
because
can't have 'em. It
like
looks
it was
really
out
good
there.
right there.
It looks really good.
We really like how it looks. We don't want to disturb that. So no.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Illinois
that's interesting.
1920 set sail with 11 passengers. The Rosabelle is a two-masted schooner used to transport supplies through Benton Harbor, House of David. And again, the ship fails to reach its destination, except in this case, the wreck hasn't disappeared. The ship is found floating upside down with no trace of a single passenger. And that makes sense that there would be nobody in it.
If it was capsized, yeah.
Examining the hull, there appears to be evidence of a collision, but no other vessel is found, and there are no reports of an accident. The Coast Guard determines there was no collision, and 11 crew members are never found.
Demon. Oh, don't say that in my house.
Yeah, this just keeps going on and on. Oh, and oh, I don't know what this reads, but I'm gonna read it. On June 20, on June 23rd, 1950, Northwest Airlines Flight 2501 is flying from New York City to Seattle with 58 people on board. Over the Lake Michigan Triangle, Captain Robert Lynn radios in to request permission to ascend to 2,500 feet due to a severe electrical storm and high winds. Permission is denied, and then radar goes dark. No word from the captain, no sign of the plane. Flight 2501 is gone. Search commences. Lake Michigan is dragged for wreckage. As you might have guessed, no wreckage is found. Human remains wash up on the coast in the days following, but the plane itself has disappeared. In the decades since, the wreckage still has never been found, despite a yearly search funded by noted nautical thriller author Clive Cussler and undertaken by the Michigan Shipwreck Research Associates. Wow. Explanations abound for the plethora of disappearances and deaths. UFOs, obviously, a theory enlivened by a report of inexplicable bright lights over the lake on the same night as the Flight 2501 disappearance. Paranormal phenomena, time portals, unholy creatures, bad weather, the whims and cruelties of a mocking and malevolent god of old. They're like, King Triton is like, die.
Yeah, Poseidon's like, roar. But yeah, with Flight 2501, they said that witnesses on shore reporting hearing sputtering engines and seeing a flash of light. Some reports say that the only trace of the plane discovered was a blanket bearing the airline's logo.
That's just.
And the Coast Guard reported seeing an oil slick.
But how do you not find the wreckage there? You got that whole fucking boat just sitting on the fucking dock of this house, but you can't find a big ass fucking plane.
Can't find a plane. It's a lake, for God's sake. So I wanted to go back a little bit. You just listen. The mini Tunguska event of November 26, 1919. This one of several incidents in the Great Lakes region has been blamed on UFOs. Several southern Michigan residents reported seeing two large balls of fire descend on Lake Michigan and upon impact make an explosion so powerful that it shook the earth as far away as South Bend, Indiana.
Damn.
Contemporary news reports of the incident, perhaps more plausibly, attribute the incident to a meteorite.
Huh.
I was like, dude.
Wow. Wow.
But yeah,
I always want to play.
Does that? So there's a report of the O.M. McFarland in 1937, and then Steve Kubacki in 1978.
Yeah.
Kubaki's case is certainly one of the strangest missing person cases ever. This former Hope College student's strange story begins in February of 1978 when he went out on a ski trip near Saugatuck, Michigan, and never returned. The only traces of him to be found were his skiing equipment, his backpack, and a set of footprints that abruptly stop on the shores of the lake. However, the plot thickened when Kubaki suddenly turned up alive in Pittsfield, Massachusetts on May 5th, 1979. A full 700 miles away from his hometown. All that he could remember was that he lost consciousness at some point during the hike and woke up in Massachusetts wearing a completely different set of clothes and carrying a bag and maps that he did not recognize.
Wow.
Shortly after returning to Michigan, he expressed a desire to retrace the steps on that fateful hike, hoping to rediscover answers to the mystery. If he did figure anything out, he has kept it to himself and he refuses to talk about the incident. He currently works as a psychologist. I thought that was an interesting story. I was like, dude, walk, dude, hike to the shores of Lake Michigan and then woke up in Massachusetts.
We're not going to talk about this.
Yeah, we're not going to mention this. So other missing person cases in the 21st century. Um, Others who have disappeared in the region have not been as lucky. Christopher Halleck's, 30 years old and an experienced outdoorsman, vanished on March 17th,
Come in.
2004.
Where is it?
Shh.
Real.
It's real.
It's real.
While heading out of his cabin in I'm gonna butcher this Tuakamanon Falls State Park in Michigan Upper Peninsula, his snowshoe tracks ended in a tangled wood swampland. He had stashed several food caches in the area in case he ever got lost, but none had any food missing when searchers checked them. The only other trace of him found was a spent shell casing. Another man would go
That dude
missing
got
from
eaten
the
by a bear.
Yeah, he did. Another man would go missing from the Taquamanon River area. 4 years later, 73-year-old Joe Cluley drove out to the region to hike with his dog Chip on July 13th, 2008, and never returned. Despite an extensive search, neither man nor dog was anywhere to be seen. Chip inexplicably turned up at Cluley's cabin on August 1st, malnourished but alive. Cluley sadly has yet to be seen.
Wow.
So the dog turned up, but the man was gone. No less than 3 days after Chip's disappearance, 35-year-old Derek Hannigan was reported missing in nearby Newberry by his pregnant girlfriend when he failed to meet her at a local deer hunting spot. Local authorities suspect foul play was involved. Amber Rose Smith was only 2.5 when she disappeared from the front yard of her own home in New Nuevo County in the summer of 2013. She was playing with the family dogs and had vanished in the time that it took her father to step inside and relieve himself. So the dad went inside, peed, came out, daughter was gone.
Must have been a good
Much
pee.
like Kubaki, Amber thankfully would reappear, this time on a road 2 miles from her house the very next day. How a 2-year-old managed to navigate that distance is anyone's guess.
Wow.
And this is my favorite, the underwater Stonehenge. Some fringe theorists have suggested that this underwater rock formation discovered under 40 feet of water in Grand Traverse Bay by archaeologist Mike Hawley in September of 2007 might be connected with the disappearances. It should be noted that the formation is not a megalith in the same sense as the Salisbury Plain
And
famous stones. It's merely a line of smaller rocks extending about a mile in length, one which bears a carving resembling a mastodon.
Wow.
Researchers believe prehistoric Native American tribes used to herd caribou. Its precise location has not been publicly disclosed, both out of desire to preserve the site for future study and due to the wishes of the local Native American tribes. And I have a picture.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So that's the rock formation there.
Underwater Stonehenge. That's a
Yep.
good way to depict it.
Yep. And then here's another one that I found.
Oh wow. That's crazy. For that to be there, that means at some point in time there was no water there.
Yeah.
So Teresa said there's another good one where people from the shore and some kind of ship with several people on the saw a craft. Just Okay. So people saw a ship.
So some shit happened. Oh, there's
Over the-
ghost ships seen all over Lake Michigan. Like,
no, I think this is hovering over the lake. Yeah, a craft hovering over the lake. And there's a video out there, and it wasn't that long ago. Now, is this the rainbow thing that people were
oh no,
seeing?
this was like 2014 or 15, right?
Well, I'm
I
looking
think
at
I
a rainbow colored alien craft spied over Lake Michigan. This was in 2020.
yeah, I remember like a sighting of a ghost ship on Lake Michigan, and I think it was like 2014, 2015, like an actual like boat vessel.
Oh shit.
And you could see it. They had a camera on it. And then they sent the Coast Guard out there and there was nothing. But you could still see it from the shore. It was a trip.
Sun.
You got the cigar one over Lake Michigan in 2021. Basically June of last year. There's a couple different ones that have happened recently.
Crime.
So I'm just wondering.
There's quite a few recent events that have happened
Think.
in Lake Michigan.
Huh. That's interesting. Oh shit. That oh wow. That's a pretty good video. Sorry. An alien pride parade.
Yeah. Okay, I'm caught up on my beer now. I'm good. I've got a nice little buzz going.
That dove into the water, huh? I was looking at a video of like
There have been a lot of UFO sightings
dude,
of UFOs coming in and diving into the water in Lake Michigan.
that's interesting. All right, so anomaly factor.
So let's go. I like the anomaly factor here with the underwater Stonehenge and the ships and the UFO sightings and the ghost ships and people disappearing.
I
I'm a fan.
I like this. For some reason, I like this more than Bennington, but we scored
Yeah,
Bennington at 75.
I'm thinking 80
You think
for
this has more anomalies than Bermuda?
more. Yeah, different stuff. Yeah, I think so because
Okay,
it's more
yeah,
concentrated.
that's true too. Yeah.
It's concentrated too. It's not like this big area of the ocean. It's like this small, well, small lake. It's a huge lake, but it's just a lake. It's
Yeah.
an it's an anomana.
How does your lake get fed? By a river. Oh, mine gets fed by the ocean. Technically, sharks can swim in my lake.
Right. It's like say, shipping vessels come into the lake because the river's deep enough for shipping vessels to come
Vessels
through
come
it.
into the lake. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, okay. Yeah. I'll go with an 80 on that. I'll go with
I think I'm an 80.
the
I
danger
don't
level's a
I
little
don't
weird.
know if I don't think the danger level's weird. I'm not so inclined to think that it's that dangerous.
I think the weather on the lake and the fact that it
The
acts just like the ocean makes it dangerous. I
yeah,
don't I don't
I think
get
there's
a
a lot of similar and
paranormal.
it's concentrated. So the potential I think
Doom.
I'm definitely over 50, but I don't think I'm above
It said doomed.
we're doomed.
God damn you, Dover. I want to hear Dover say that. Okay, that's what I want to hear because he's putting these words up here.
Stop
Like,
with me.
I want to hear John
14.
say this. And why does my name say David?
We're both David. At least I did mine right. Welcome to the David and David Show. I'm David, and this is my co-host David. It's all Bill's fault, he says.
So I give us a low on the danger level.
I think I'm.
We've been doing this show for almost 3 hours. I just realized my name
You
is
just
wrong.
realized that your name is David on the fucking, and you went on first.
I went on first.
I'm at a 40 for the danger level.
40,
Yeah,
so less than Nevada.
less than Nevada. I live here. I feel a little bit more danger because I'm actually in the triangle. If I disappear,
Really.
then you know it was the triangle.
or your life. Yeah, Leona could have killed you. She could have finally had enough.
She will too. She can.
She said, I said no more DVD Tuesday.
I said, quit buying goddamn movies. She'd be like, it's not funny. We talked about this. She's like, I said, if you kill me, I said, people are gonna miss me. She goes, no, I'm just gonna call your dad. And I'm just gonna go, hey dad, can I borrow the backhoe for a little bit? I need to bury your son. And he'd be like, all right, he must have really fucked up. I'll come right over and we'll take care of that. And then they'll be like, make up some kind of story. I don't know what happened to Dave. He just disappeared. He just left.
Remember, if you do that, put a dead animal on top. That way, when the dogs come, they can bury up the dead animal and not Dave.
Beautiful plan.
All right, so dragon or
Or
bridge?
we didn't. Did we do danger? We didn't do danger level.
Yeah, we said 40.
We said 40.
Yeah.
Yep, I've had enough beer. I'm good. Okay, so yeah, Dragon's Triangle.
Dragon's Triangle. Let's go Dragon's Triangle.
It's also known as the Devil's Sea, the Formosa Triangle, the Pacific Bermuda Triangle, and the Taiwan Triangle. This is the Pacific Ocean's answer to the Bermuda Triangle. In his 1974 book, The Bermuda Triangle, Charles Berlitz popularized it and later elaborated on it in 1989's The Dragon's Triangle. Some have claimed that it is even more dangerous than its Atlantic counterpart. While its perimeter often changes depending on who tells the story, sometimes the point stretch as far as Taiwan, the Philippines, Guam, and Iwo Jima. It is almost universally agreed by paranormal enthusiasts that the phenomenon centers on the Izu archipelago. I don't know if I said that right, especially the islands of Miyaki Jima and Mikura Jima. That I'm pretty sure I got right. Legend about the region dates back to around 1000 BCE when the Chinese whispered about a dragon that supposedly lived in the region of the ocean and would destroy any ship that passed over its territory. Iron. Okay. Some have linked the destruction of the two invading Mongol fleets by the so-called divine wind or kamikaze typhoons in 1274 and 1281 to the triangle, even though they were wrecked in the Strait of Korea on the other side of the Japanese. God, I gotta say that word again. Archipelago. Archipelago.
It's not just me.
That's a weird word. Archipelago. Archipelago. I'm guessing.
Archipelago.
Ar-
Archipelago.
I, I don't think the G is a G. I think it's a G. So archipelago. Archipelago. is what I'm thinking. But if that's supposed to be Japanese, it's gotta. I don't know. I think I'm saying it wrong. But anyway,
Huh.
although another strange incident occurred in the early 1800s when several sailors told of a strange ship that looked like a box for burning incense sailing in the waters of the Devil's Sea. This Utsuro Boni, or hollow ship, allegedly washed ashore in the Hitachi province on February 22nd, 1803, where its pilot, a young red haired woman, was discovered not to understand Japanese. She carried a box that she would not allow anyone to touch and later set sail again when local fishermen helped her pull her ship out of the sand. That's an interesting story.
Hmm.
And I guess her name was Beverly.
It's a weird name for a Japanese lady.
Well, it's a red haired lady that did not speak Japanese.
Oh, Beverly.
Beverly.
Makes perfect sense. Oh.
That's so weird. Okay. Although the Dragon's Triangle has had its fair share of UFO encounters and sea monster sightings, including one by Navy pilot Toshiaki Lang, who saw
Son.
a 150-foot long serpent like creature with large triangular fins in 1944. Its biggest claim to fame is a supposed cluster of disappearances in the early 1950s that claimed 700 lives.
Yep.
9 of these ships, which is described as belonging to the Japanese Navy, were apparently lost in perfect weather. The most famous disappearance was of a ship called the Miyakumaru, or the Kaiomaru number 5, which
Kayoma.
vanished from radio contact after
Serpent.
being sent. Did that say serpent?
Yes, it's serpent.
That's weird. After being sent into the triangle to investigate the disappearances in 1955.
And then it
It's also
disappears.
is also claimed that ships belonging to both Japanese and American navies vanished in the region during World War II.
Yeah, actually, after that ship disappeared, they actually quit doing their studies in the area.
Yeah. Well, we're done. We're not going to.
Like, no. However, they did find out that they did end up finding the wreckage of the ship, and what they concluded is that an underground volcano erupted and destroyed the ship. That was the conclusion of what happened to that science vessel. But the other vessels, they still had no theory on.
Hmm.
Huh.
Yeah. The Kaiomaru number 5 has long been understood to be sunk by an underwater volcano on September 24th, 1952. Hmm.
Yeah, they the actual Japanese government um decided to stop all what's the word I'm looking for? Declared that this area dangerous for marine voyaging and transporting goods. Moreover, as
I
a
was gonna
result,
say, so all
un-
seafaring traffic.
unprecedented
It's like,
means all efforts to unearth the facts behind the mystery were also aborted completely. So the Japanese government's like, you know what? Fuck this place. We're not dealing with it no more. Quit going there. But this place has a huge, I mean, of course, Japan, but it's like the huge
so next to, I mean,
myth of
this
dragons in this area.
one's bigger than the Alaska Triangle, although this is
Quiet.
in water.
Fables of this place originate 1000 BC,
Yeah.
where they Their emphasis on the presence of mythical creatures like dragons destroying ships. Manaumi, which means the Sea of the Devil, was originally coined by the Japanese countryman years ago when the story's paranormal phenomenon in the sea was popularized. This is an interesting place. The underground volcanoes and seismic activity in the place kind
L.
Yeah,
of
there's volcanic activity, volcanic
huge
activity all through
volcanoes.
the area. It's like all over that area. There's like underwater volcanoes going off all the time. It's so you've got the geothermal aspect,
Oh yeah.
and it's and then there's just an abundance of UFO sightings.
Roof.
And somebody's married.
Don't you think that would have been noticed? Are you talking about what Teresa was saying there with aliens or are serpents? Is that what you're talking about there, Bill? And just to kind of go off what,
Maybe the big ass things out in the oceans we haven't discovered yet.
yeah. So Teresa says she totally believes there's big ass things out in the ocean we haven't discovered yet that could take out boats and ships. And I totally agree, honestly, with that statement, just for a
Come in.
simple fact that
Oh no, he's talking
we've
about the volcanoes.
only we've
Oh yeah,
only
the volcanoes have been
heard
noticed.
of oceans.
23.
23.
Yeah, there's 23 here now. Okay. So no, Bill, those volcanoes have been noticed. They've actually noticed the underground volcanoes and geothermal activities down there. The an Octo Kardashian. God damn you, Bill. He is on a Kardashian kick tonight. His wife must have made him watch the Meet the Kardashians or something.
I don't know, but the hips don't lie. I think there's God, what was that? They had that. Was tonight the interview? There's supposed to be some kind of interview with the Kardashians.
Was there?
Yeah, I
Eh,
don't. I
For
know
what?
that's coming up, or it's already happened, or something.
What are
I'm not that interested, but they were like, "Oh, we're going to talk to the Kardashians about why their show is so awful." I don't know whatever the heck they're talking about.
they just
But
give
there
me
was
so
some kind of
Penny.
interview. They had some kind of interview with the
Pencil.
Kardashians where they talk about their life today or some bullshit after their closer mother. After their series got canceled or they stopped it.
Hmm. I don't know. I don't watch that show, so I know nothing about it.
Me neither. But I just like, oh, let's look at the TV series that are renewed, and I'm like, oh, fucking Kardashians got renewed.
Yeah, they have it rough.
They have it so rough,
Yeah,
bro. It's
so they
not
gotta
like,
talk about it on national
oh my
television.
god, the Kardashians have. I feel for them.
Liar.
I'm gonna start a GoFundMe account to support the Kardashians.
They will too.
Yeah, and
We're gonna,
we'll
help support these
I want to pay
billionaires.
for them to all get new butt implants. That's what I'm gonna do. They can all get new butts.
One chick sags lower than the other. She needs
I
help.
know. Oh my God, Kim's butt is so not as big as it used to be. She's no longer knocking lampshades off off the table. People, let's donate money to give her some new butt cheeks.
Oh. So back
Bedroom.
to the dragon. Back to the,
Back to the dragon. Back
back to the
back to the
dragon.
dragon triangle.
Uh, Back to the Bruce Lee movie. We,
I'd
we
love a Bruce Lee movie called The Dragon Triangle. I'd be so in.
I would watch it.
I'd watch that. Yeah, I'd be all down on that.
Oh,
Actually, if you just said Bruce Lee starring in What the Fuck Am I Doing? I'd be watching that too.
watch it. It's Bruce Lee. Uh, this place is. I like this place, but it really has a feel that it's all natural occurrences that are creating what's happening there. There's a lot of stories going
There's a
back
lot
like
of stories with
1000
the
BC, but
dragon and the giant and yeah, the stuff.
1000 BC
But
they weren't understanding
I th-
underwater
I th-
volcanoes,
yeah, I think once they
geothermal
explained
activity.
away with the underwater volcano, then I'm kind of like, okay, I'm not as into the anomalies
Yeah,
because
and
I'm like,
maybe
okay, it seems there's like a fucking bill.
The room.
Uh,
another
this is my Kanye.
it's in another room. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Uh,
So for the anomalies, I mean, I like the natural anomalies of the underwater volcanoes and stuff like that, but I think I'm going a little on the low side for
yeah,
the anomalies here. I think I might be at a 40, maybe even lower. I think I'm
it
gonna go 40.
seems there's
AB.
no everything that I'm reading about this place seems like there is a true scientific explanation of what's going on,
Yeah,
which takes it out of the paranormal and just puts it in the fucking normal. Does that make sense?
yeah.
So my anomaly,
I like
even though giving it
I
a
like the
40,
legends of it. I think the legends are really cool.
legend and lore is great, but as fact as the anomaly level, giving it a 40, I still think is generous. But
Sure.
it's a natural
Want to
anomaly, so
play.
I would go with a 40 on that.
Yeah, because
Now,
I'm not just thinking supernatural.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm thinking natural too.
Now the danger
Because
level,
I
Make a
think the
noise.
danger level's pretty good. Again, because of the underwater volcanoes. What the fuck was that?
should make a noise. So
I look up and all of a sudden
it said make a noise.
making noise.
I'm the one that's supposed to say that, right? Make a noise so I know you're here.
Make a noise. Ghost telling me to make a noise. Fuck, dude.
They got their own. They, we've talked about this. Girls doing their own normal show.
Dog pecker fly. I almost spit my beer out. Dog pecker flies.
Oh my god. Ugh.
I'm gonna start saying that. We have gnats and fruit flies and shit all the time in California. I'm gonna start calling them dog pecker flies.
Oh no, it's starting to say mirror again. This is not good. I don't want to go to my mirrors again. Uh, Jesus. On a danger level.
Oh
I
man.
score this place pretty low too. I think honestly, so far this is the least dangerous place that we've talked about, and that
I
includes
don't
Bennington.
if we're talking about supernatural danger, sure, but with the underwater volcanoes and stuff, I think the biggest thing is that the Japanese government is like, no, we're not gonna go there. Go around. They're
Yeah,
they're they're the smart fuckers that are like, dude,
we lost our own scientific vessel researching shit that's gone down called blue balls and intercourse too.
we're welcome
So
to Intercourse, Pennsylvania, where you have penetrated our city limits.
and about 10 miles down the road, there's blue balls.
Thank, thank you for coming.
We have blue balls, Pennsylvania.
Please make sure you pull out backwards.
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
Welcome, welcome to Intercourse. Here's your free condom.
Here's your recon.
Here's your
Not to
free
be
condom.
not to be
Enter at your
confused
own
with blue
risk.
not to be confused with blue balls, Pennsylvania, where they won't hand out condoms at all. There's nobody getting.
Nobody's getting anything.
Oh,
We're
Jesus.
just all teases and blue balls.
But I still only put the danger level at 30.
Yeah, I'm at 30, 35.
Because I think it's less dangerous than Bennington.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So that's why I put it at 30. Or Bennington's at 30 at Ferdinand.
Ferdinand. Oh my God. Two in the bush. Welcome to intercourse.
You seem frustrated. What's wrong? I'm from Blue Balls,
I'm
Pennsylvania.
from Blue Balls, Pennsylvania. I think I need to move to intercourse because I'm tired of this.
I'm moving to intercourse. Fuck this shit.
I'm moving to intercourse. I hate this fucking town. I can't get laid to save my life.
3.
Yeah, second time I said 23.
Ah. Ah.
Big. Always trying. Have you seen it? Speaking of the Amish, have you
Speaking of the
seen?
Amish,
Have you seen, dude?
my phone goes.
doing
You said speaking of the Amish, and my phone goes. Okay.
Have you seen the Amish dude doing donuts with his fucking horse and carriage?
No,
It's fucking amazing.
I have not seen this.
Oh my god, he's got this big old horse dude, and they're fucking doing circles. The carriage, he's just holding on the carriage, just going. Dude's driving by his car, like Amish dude is doing donuts. This is great. Do not.
Do not.
All right. So our last but not least is the Bridgewater Triangle, which is the neighbor of the Bennington Triangle.
Pretty close. I mean, Vermont to Massachusetts. It's not. It's pretty
Well,
close because those
they
are pretty
call
small
it their
states.
neighbor. They're calling it its neighbor when I was reading about it.
Yeah. So let's do a picture of that.
Okay, hold on a second. Pictures. Oh, and you got rid of it already.
You want to see it again? God damn it!
I was
There.
just looking at it. I'm just trying to see kind of where it's situated at. That's a pretty small triangle if you think about the triangles we've talked about tonight. That's like a big lick triangle.
See, there goes my 5-year-old brain. Cryptozoologist Lauren Coleman first popularized the Bridgewater Triangle in his book Mysterious America, published in the late 1970s. He identified the triangle's points as Abington, Rehoboth, Rehoboth, Rehoboth,
Rehoboth,
and
Freetown.
Freetown, including parts of including parts of 14 other townships within its perimeter. Alongside the Bennington Triangle and the Dragon's Triangle, it is undoubtedly one of the most famous paranormal triangles. For
Really?
despite not having much in the way of high profile mysterious disappearances, it makes up for it with a whole lot of other paranormal phenomena.
Hockomock Swamp.
I don't do that. I'm getting there.
I just like saying it. Hockomock Swamp.
The Hockomock.
Dude, this has a lot of it's actually only 200 square miles. Like I said, it's small.
It's not that big. So it talks about ghosts. There are many hauntings described. Stonehill College, located in Easton just outside of the swamp, is allegedly home to the spirit of a little girl, supposedly the daughter of the school president who drowned in a pool where the gym is located today.
Mm.
Taunton State Hospital, located almost in the triangle's dead center, was allegedly a hotspot for satanic cult activity in the 60s and 70s. Alongside nearby Freetown Fall River State Forest, visitors still report being touched by unseen hands. And there's that damn word again. In Rehoboth's single room Hornbein School, visitors have reported hearing and seeing spectral teachers and students.
Do they go, hey man, let's put a bunch of hard words right next to each other and watch people try to read this?
Let's have people. Let's fuck with people right here and make them read all this shit. Wait, how much of these guys had to drink? Okay, yeah, let's put some big words in here.
Big words right here.
Yep. And the roadside specters, like the ghostly truck on Coppicut Road in Freetown, or the red-headed hitchhiker on Route 44, who
Never picked up
disappears
on
whenever
it.
someone stops to pick him up.
Soon.
There are probably others, but then there's Assinet Ledge and Profile Rock. These landmarks are located in Freetown State Park, and both have creepy legends attached to them. Assinet Ledge, an 80-foot deep rock quarry mined by the Fall River Granite Company in the 1800s, is reputed to produce a deep sense of dread and or melancholy, that's a nice word, in visitors, and is even a popular local suicide destination. Doom. Nice. Profile Rock is eerie enough with its resemblance to a human face. I wish I had a picture of that. But what's not, but what's even eerier are the ghosts of native warriors said to dance around the rock, and the spirit of a man said to sit on the rock with arms outstretched. Also, the park is said to be a hotspot for other Bridgewater mysteries.
Well, there's when they're talking about I'm going to brutal some words here.
You
But
go ahead. I'm going to show a picture.
so from about 380 to colonial times, Native Americans depended on the swamp as an abundance. This is the Hobomok Swamp, located in
Hobomok.
Hobomok Swamp there inside the Bridgewater Triangle. uh, Fuck, I forgot what I was saying. These people revered the swamp for its bounty and used some areas for sacred burial grounds. The Wampanoag, Wampanoag. Both worshipped and feared the area as the chief deity of death and disease, called Hobomok, was said to dwell in the swamp.
The
Among many Algonquin tribes, Hobomok was often destructive, evil, and usually in opposition to Katunantut, the greater creator.
Bless you. Tears. We're
The
gonna.
Wampanoag people named the swamp Hockomock, meaning place where spirits dwell. Early English colonists called it Devil's Swamp. The largest freshwater swamp in Massachusetts, Hockomock Swamp encompasses almost 17,000 acres spread across parts of Easton, Bridgewater, Norton, Rhineham, Taunton, and West Bridgewater. At least those names are freaking easy. Holy shit. I gotta take a Native American English class. That sounds way bad too. I can't believe that came out of my mouth.
I need to take English as a second language because, damn it. And this brings to mind the Hockomock swamp monster, which is a Bigfoot-like creature that has been sporadically sighted around Hockomock Swamp, especially since the 1970s. While mostly harmless, there are a few incidents where it was blamed for livestock deaths. There was also an incident in May of 1970 when two police officers, that's the year and month I was born. I had to take a step back for that. When two police officers claimed that a bear like creature lifted the back end of their car while they were still inside.
Jesus. Hey, don't worry. Have a great day, bud. Nice seeing you, having you on the show again.
Bye, Dover. It's awesome. It's great having him on the show. I like Dover and Teresa. They're like, their banter back and forth is like our banter back and forth. So, and then there are the Thunderbirds. These mainstays of Native American mythology are surprisingly common in cryptozoological lore, most often being ascribed to surviving pterosaurs left over the age of dinosaurs. Large Ice Age era birds prey like Teratornis. These creatures have been reported as having wingspans of 8 to 12 feet,
Like
and
vultures.
sightings in the region date back to 1971. Report from a site within the swamp called Bird Hill by Norton Police Sergeant Thomas Downey. Another notable sighting was a report where two giant birds were seen fighting in 1984. Other, yeah, it's kind of like John's and my relationship, or I should say David's and mine. He changed his name. You changed your name. You changed his name. Awesome.
I wasn't even gonna say it until you.
I know. I was like, I just caught it. Welcome to the John. Oh, it's supposed to be the David and David show. Damn it. Okay. Other cryptid sightings. Other weird animal sightings include a giant black snake as big around as a stovepipe that was seen by civilian Conservation Corps engineers on the edge of the swamp near King Phillips Road in 1939.
The anaconda there.
That's what I'm thinking. A black snake though, so a giant black anaconda. But a stovepipe is like,
Careful.
yeah, be careful. That's pretty good size. A giant dog with glowing red eyes witnessed ripping the throats of ponies in Abington in 1976. Misplaced wildlife like black panthers, giant turtles, and even alligators, despite being far out of range of their southern swamps. A strange creature reported on Elm Street in Bridgewater that seems to bear an uncanny resemblance to a man in a sweater. No, that
That's Freddy
that
Krueger. Oh,
that bears an uncanny resemblance to the so-called Dover demon, another paranormal anomaly native to Massachusetts, and a black mist-like entity that has been reported along Route 138 in the swamp.
how did you say that?
How did I say what? Route?
You said wrote.
Route?
He said
I was
wrote.
trying to go route.
He
Yeah,
said
no,
upon route.
along Route 66. No, along Route 138. Yeah, I was like, yes, I've had plenty of beer now. I'm good. And then the next thing is called the puck wedgies. I'm not making this shit up. I'm actually reading this off the internet. Bill has his own demon.
Puck wedgies. Oh my
Puck
god.
wedgies. So 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 the the wam wap wam wam up wam up wamap noag Wam.
Thank you.
What the fuck is that word? Wamopnog. Wamopnog. Fuck it. The yeah. And
Oh,
the resident fairy folk.
I was waiting for you to say it.
The God, what the I'm gonna have to work on that. The Puckwudgies are described as 3 foot tall, hairy humanoid beings who delight in causing trouble for local humans. They will blind victims who annoy them with sand, lead them into the wilderness with ghost lights known as tepe wankas, attack them with knives and spears, and even push them off cliffs. Some locals have blamed them for the suicidal feelings invoked on Assinet Ledge. There have been eyewitness reports of creatures resembling Puckwudgies in the modern day. Most notable comes from Raynham resident Bill Russo, who claims to have seen a 4 foot tall hairy humanoid in 1995 while taking his dog out on a midnight walk on the edge of the swamp. The creepiest part about the encounter was that the creature actually spoke to him, reportedly saying, Iwa Chu Care. Russo later came to believe that it was that the being was saying, We want you, come here, in broken English. Weird. What was that, bang? Or
I think I might have to agree with Teresa
Haunted.
on this one. We need to start putting the words we can't say on the screen so everybody else can try to pronounce them. He's typing it in. Puckwudgies. What was like puke wedgies?
Okay,
Oh,
here we go.
what Papa Nogna?
What the fuck is that? Wamopnog.
Well, Papa Nog, yeah, dude. I'm telling you, I brutalized some names,
Like,
and I was waiting for you to have to say it.
oh man, I was like, fuck, I don't want to say that. And then this is what the Puckwudgie said.
The Puckwudgies.
Puckwudgies.
Uh,
Yeah, see?
better than I
Well.
would. Iwashuka. Iwashuka.
That's like some Ewok shit. And then
And he said, "We want you to come here." That's what he got from that.
that's what this is what he got from it.
We want you to come here. Yeah, that's what he got.
Ewachu. Ewachu care.
Listen.
You want to come here. You want-
Listen. Damn it.
Oh, farther. Yeah, keep going.
Keep going.
Keep
Yeah,
going.
this is funny.
Oh, this is it's an interesting spot.
I like the variety of things that happen in this area. I'm gonna
It seems to have to do. This area has to do with a lot with the Native American culture there. The
Okay,
indigenous
you're telling me to stop now.
Yeah, well,
Hockomock,
you have gone far enough.
you have reached your destination.
There's a cool picture of that freaking the profile rock. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Where you're talking about where they see the ghost dancers dressed and dancing around?
Yeah, no, I didn't get a good picture of that, but I did get that one. That's a that's like a hospital, like an old hospital.
Oh, okay.
That's supposedly haunted.
Huh.
I was like, "Ooh, that's a nice creepy picture. I like that."
I'll share this one.
Oh yeah, Liz looks like a face.
Yeah. I mean, that has to be carved, right? That's not. I wouldn't think that would be natural, would you? Would you think that'd be natural? I mean, with the sharp
I
edges on
think
it?
I don't know. It could be natural. I gotta show you a rock formation that's down below my property.
Well, have you ever, well, you've been in Washington. You went to Snoqualmie Falls, haven't you?
Yeah,
And seeing the bear face and the eagle and
y-
everything in there,
yeah.
and that's
Oh
all
yeah,
natural formation. That
that's
wasn't.
all natural. But there's a you know, it's funny when we first moved here. Gosh, it'll be 20 years next year that we moved here with the kids,
Shit.
and just below our property. So our property line goes from one road to the next road, and then stretches between two ravines. And so at the bottom of the road, just across the street, is a rock formation that
Really?
we called it Cheeseburger Rock,
Okay.
and it looks like a guy eating something,
Oh wow.
like a person has like, and we call it like he's holding a cheeseburger and he's eating it.
Oh wow.
So I got to take a picture of that
Yeah,
and
yeah,
show you.
sure. So
Um,
Bridgewater,
so Bridgewater, let's score
I
it.
like the anomaly.
I
I
like
like
the I'm up there on the anomaly.
I like the anomaly. I think the
Punish.
anomaly ranks with
24.
the other higher. Oh, we went from
24
23 to
now.
24 now.
We've
Uh,
graduated to
oh my
24.
gosh. I'd put it in that 75 range for the
I'm
anomalies.
I think I'm 80.
Maybe 80.
So yeah,
I
I
think
think I
Find
might
me.
go find me. I might go 80, 85 even. But yeah, I'm good with 80.
that's all right. We'll cut it in the middle with your 85 and my 75.
But I think this is just as anomalous as the Bermuda Triangle, if not more.
Well, as an 80, you're saying more. You're saying
Yeah.
it's equal to Michigan,
Yeah.
the anomalies.
Yeah.
Now the danger level, that's a whole other story. Um, I always worry when we delve into indigenous cultures and what might have been left and what.
Yeah, see the thing about this place, there's not a whole lot of disappearances reported here. This is just
No,
like paranormal activity, cryptid sightings, things like that. So I'd still give it a danger level, but
let's think of it this way, because this place is actually different than every place else that we've talked about, right? I
mhm,
would think this one kind of is different than all the other six that we've talked about
yes,
when we talk about what's going on here.
yes,
This feels more like a haunted location than an
yes,
anomalous location.
yeah, I'll go along with that.
Okay,
This is more of a paranormal spot
so
than
think about it this way: as a haunted level, what would you give this?
I think I'm still at an 80 because I
Oh,
was
an
kind
80,
of
right?
yeah, I'm still at an 80 for
Now,
haunted
as a
level because
danger level, in that haunted level aspect, because again, we're talking. This is just a different type of place than the other six.
mhm,
How would you put that?
I don't know. I'm not. I'm with the amount of cryptids and stuff. That's kind of the rituals. Okay, that's a nice word. I'm definitely. I think I'm above 50, but I don't think I'm much further than that.
I was thinking right at 50.
Yeah, I'm like maybe 55.
So I'm not. People aren't being touched or anything like that that I'm reading.
Yeah,
That you've read.
there's a lot of sightings. There's a lot of
A
different
lot of
creatures.
fighting, a lot of creatures. No one being chased by creatures. or
No,
anything like that.
no attacks of
Yeah.
any
No
type or
aggressive. No aggressive
aggressive things. Yeah,
aspects.
because it even talks about with the Hockomock swamp monster. You know, there are a few incidents, of livestock deaths, but no like people
Yeah,
attacks.
and that's just nature eating nature.
Yeah, and then with the cops having the back end of their car lifted, I got a
That
little bit of a danger level there.
yeah, it's
Um,
kinda right at that 50 level.
yeah,
I
I
think
think
I
I
think
think
50
we're
is
right at
actually
50.
4 for Bridgewater for the danger level of this
Yeah,
place. Because I noticed that when we're talking about that this place was outside of what we're talking about on all these other
yeah.
places. That's kinda
I
why I wanted to
that's
break
kind
it
of
up.
why I wanted to save this for last because
It is
it's
that different spot.
yeah.
Man,
Who is he?
I like
That's John.
I like it though. I like this place.
I like it. There's a lot of good stuff in this one. But yeah, not a lot with the Nevada Triangle has 2,000 planes that disappeared, and Bermuda Triangle has all these ships that vanished, and Alaska has all these drunk people that fall in the water. Um,
Michigan, you can't be on a
Michigan,
boat safely.
Michigan, you got a Stonehenge underwater, but with this one, it's like okay, there's just like a lot of paranormal activity
Yeah,
going on,
and
and it totally different types.
Bing.
I have to
Heart
agree with
attack.
Teresa. She says she'd put the haunting level higher than the danger level since there's no reports of harm or anyone missing. Yeah, there's just not that.
Exactly.
There's no violence.
Yeah, there's no yeah, even with the Bigfoot sightings, they've been
Yeah,
mostly harmless.
yeah. There's no aggression. There's no aggressive nature in this.
There's nothing malevolent here. Paranormal. There's no cryptids that attack, really.
At least that we read about today. I
At
wouldn't
least,
say
yeah, at least
more
that
of
we've
one.
read about in our research.
Well, that's the show.
All right, we're out.
Peace. So yeah, I liked everything we talked
Are
about
you?
tonight. I think the triangles is interesting. Uh, I'm wondering. This has kind of been on my mind throughout this whole show. Is we've talked about way lines and things like that before. I'm wondering how many way lines,
Blacksmith.
or if the way lines are actually making the triangle itself. That's something I'd like to look into. Like, are the
Yeah,
way
I
lines
think
actually making that triangle?
that'd be interesting to have put the ley lines over that area and um see if they correspond to the
The actual
angles.
triangles, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that'd be an interesting thing. I don't know if there's any map that has that,
I don't think there would be.
but you know what? Okay, um, I'm thinking we can talk about ley lines in a future episode,
Oh yeah, most definitely.
and probably there's got to be a website about like where ley lines intersect and stuff, and maybe like the
Well, a big intersection is actually the four corners right here.
yeah. So we can talk about that, and then see if that corresponds to
The
the
triangle.
triangle maps.
That'd be interesting. That'd be a good fall to kind of look back at the triangles here when we're talking about the way lines on a future show.
Yeah,
The next episode, episode 13, I forgot what we were talking about.
Washington
Washington
D.C. I think.
D.C. Yes, Washington
No,
D.C.
no, it's
Oh,
Salem.
that's right, Salem, and then
It
Washington is
Washington's after that.
yeah. Next
May 4th is
May the
Washington, but
4th.
Salem is next.
Yes, we are talking about the city of Salem next week,
Salem, Massachusetts,
which is the what?
which is where the Bridgewater Triangle is in Massachusetts.
Yeah,
So yeah, so we're
that's
gonna we're
what
gonna hang out in this area and talk about Salem.
20th?
and
Is that the 20th?
20th. Yep.
Yeah, the 20th of April.
Yep.
After Easter, where we're talking about celebrating Easter.
Celebrating the resurrection of Christ and hiding the eggs.
Yeah,
Um,
we're going to talk about
Christ,
witches.
Christ is risen. Quick, hide the eggs. So, and then on the 27th, we have a special guest. We have an interview on the
That's gonna
27th.
be awesome. That's gonna be
That's
awesome.
gonna be interesting. You got to meet this guy
Oh,
because
yeah.
you will crack up.
Oh,
This guy is awesome.
I can't wait.
Uh,
It's gonna be a good
so,
show.
so yeah, I'm excited to see how that turns out. I honestly have no idea what he's gonna say.
Yeah, which
I
is
have
perfect.
I have
We never,
we're just gonna fucking wing it with
yeah.
this guy.
People, where we have our guests on, we don't give them pre-screen questions. We don't know exactly what they're going to talk about.
Yeah. No, I said, "Hey, we're gonna do this show. Do you want to be on it?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Oh,
So yeah, I'm
that's
gonna update him on the 24th. He said to give him a warning on Sunday before,
yeah.
and then we'll have him on the show. He wants to come on right at 6.
Damn.
So
Yeah, the show before that's going to be interesting.
yeah, it might be we might start that show at 4:30, and then
about
or we'll make sure we cut it off early, but or we may skip that week. I don't know.
You, Joe.
All right, guys. Well, I think we are
I
going to
think
say
we're good.
good night for tonight. Appreciate everybody
Yeah,
that comes on and
Teresa, Bill, Holly,
Holly, everybody that watches and listens. We
thank
appreciate
you
every
guys.
single one of you guys for doing so. Love the interaction in the chat always. Um, again, we are brought to you. We're brought to you by Anchor.
Brought to you by the letter D and the number 4.
Brought to you by Anchor, who allows us to do the podcast portion of this audio live cast. So what they do is we're allowed to take our information, throw it on their form, and they put it out there for us to places like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and a Breaker. And they do that actually completely for free. In fact, they'll even sponsor you if you want to, and you just do little commercials for them, like I'm doing right now, and and they'll pretty much do all the legwork. You just download it and completely free. So if you guys ever want to do your own podcast, try it out. It's fun. And of course, we want to thank Restream. Restream allows us to do the multi-stream to all these places that Dave is throwing up on the page right now, like our Facebook page, the YouTube page, Twitter, Twitch, and
Going.
Vaughn Live. So I want to thank them for doing that for us, even though I pay them. They should pay me for saying all this shit, but who knows?
Exactly, right?
But hey, we will be back in 7
No.
days. And again, everybody have a wonderful night. Enjoy your family time this upcoming Sunday. I don't care if you're celebrating Easter, but at least celebrate your time with your family because that's important.
Yep.
Dave, any closing remarks for tonight?
No, don't sweat the petty things and don't pet the sweaty things.
Oh, but sometimes the sweaty things are
Sweaty things.
All
It's so
right,
nice.
We're gonna bounce out of here. And again, thank you very much.